And we welcome you live to Dennis O. Martin Memorial Field here at Bloomington High School, North Bloomington, Indiana. Week 9, the final week of the regular season. The 6-2 Southport Cardinals come in 3-1 in Conference Indiana, taking on the 2-6 Bloomington North Cougars, 0-4 in Conference Indiana. And it is senior night for Bloomington North. Glad you could join us for Bloomington North Cougar football on Smithville Sports. Alongside Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. And Quinn, as we mentioned, tonight is senior night and the final week of the regular season as these two teams head toward the postseason.
Yeah, the football season went by extremely fast. Finally, I would say that it feels like it's still the start of the season, but the 40-degree weather says otherwise.
We've had pretty good weather most of the season, although temperatures have dropped considerably here the last couple days in south central Indiana. It is in the 40s. It is also raining as well, so we will keep an eye on that. You look at the senior class for Bloomington North, 18 seniors. We will run them down. Number 4, Zach Good. 7, Zynell Nixon. 9, Nathan Jenkins. 11, Ben Friel. 14, Caleb Potarf. 27, Michael Barron. 31, Muhammad Naji. 47, Evan Todd. 48, Isaiah Knight. 51, Cole Stantz. 52, Eddie Jackson. 53, Will Sipes. 57, Jaden Letliler. 64, Malik Graham. 70, Zach Merritt. 72, Doug Reynolds. 89, although we haven't seen him yet, a familiar face to us in boys basketball, Ethan Venzel. And 98, Brandon Oliphant. And this senior class has really struggled in terms of getting wins. Freshmen, they were 2-8. Sophomores, winless, 0-10. Juniors, 3-7, and so far 2-6 this season. But they would love nothing better than to get the upset here on senior night.
I mean, we already seen a team that was able to beat New Albany, even though New Albany was a pretty good team coming in, having lost only 2 games by a point each before coming in here and then being beaten by 11. So we have this isn't the North team of the past 3 years, and that's something I wanted to mention as they go up against Southport and their quarterback, Eddie Schott.
Yeah, Eddie Schott, it comes in. He's the Ball State recruit, committed to Ball State May 22nd of this year over Cornell, Eastern Kentucky, Eastern Michigan, Fordham, and Yale. In his career, 27 games, 536 completions, 837 attempts, 6,949 yards, 73 touchdowns, 33 interceptions. This year, 199, 302, 2,694 yards, 34 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. And Quinn, he has not thrown less than 3 touchdowns in a game this season.
Yeah, and that was leading into Schott's previous experiences with North. In his previous 2 games against the Cougars, in his sophomore season, 17 of 22 for 271, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. His junior year, 19 of 23, 267 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. So he has yet to throw an interception. He has yet to throw more than 4 incompletions against North. But again, like I mentioned with the win against New Albany, this is a different North team than Eddie Schott has faced before, and we'll see, especially on senior night, wanting to get those seniors out on a win, see if they throw up some kind of challenge against him. You said that he hasn't had less than 3 touchdowns in a game. He's going up against a pretty decent pass defense. We'll see if he's able to carve them up like usual or if he is given a big surprise here during the last week of the regular season.
And against Bloomington South a couple weeks ago, 34-44, 449 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's got a lot of weapons to go with. We'll talk about him. Ryan Lazan is one of his big tight ends. The junior Rayshawn Haskins, Lucas Willoughby as well. Jalen Caldwell's the running back. There's one thing about Southport is all these kids return from last season. I mean, these guys are the top. You know, this has been a great season for them. Their losses come to Columbus North 41-36 and Indianapolis Chittard 45-26. 3-2 at home, 3-0 on the road. Wins against Perry Meridian, Brebeuf Jesuit, and then Terre Haute North. So this Southport team has been pretty dominant. For Bloomington North, we talk about Eddie Schott, the senior. Now for Bloomington North, it's the other way. You have Reese Lozano, the freshman, leading the way for the Cougars.
Yeah, Reese Lozano not on Eddie Schott's level, but still a very respectable season for the freshman. 71 of 156 passing, 851 yards, 7 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Really, that's the big thing for him, is that even though he hasn't completed over 50% of his passes, he has had more touchdowns than interceptions, which is huge.
As we get ready here for the national anthem, we will. As the national anthem sung tonight by a quartet of ladies, a very nice job as well. Well, Quinn, we talked about the weapons that Eddie Schott has. For Bloomington North, Lozano replaces Ben Friel, who's a senior. Last year, Friel 1,345 passing yards, 8 touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. But Friel suffered a foot injury in the offseason, and he is now basically doing the punting and all the field goals and all the stuff. But he has kind of helped groom Lozano to a great season so far.
Yeah, he's been very willing to help Lozano take control, understanding that this is the next 4 years for Bloomington North, letting him get his feet wet. And like I said, would have liked to see a little bit more accuracy on him, being under 50%. But like I said, having 7 touchdowns and 3 interceptions is a really good start to a high school career. Also in the rushing area, he does have 192 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns.
And also closing in on 1,000 for the season as well. So you see the teams getting ready to start here, as this is our final broadcast of the 2018 football season. Quick check. Southport leads this series dating back to 1997, 11-8. The Cardinals have won 8 straight, 9 of the last 10. Last time Bloomington North won was on this field, October 9, 2009, when Bloomington North won 35-28. Southport's second straight trip into Bloomington North. Last year it was 42-7. So we'll see if the Cardinals get an opportunity to repeat themselves. As again, glad you could join us. As again, a very cool, wet night here in South Central Indiana. Bloomington North is going to receive as we get ready to kick off week number 9. A reminder also tonight, Edgewood playing for 3rd place in the Western Indiana Conference at Greencastle. We will keep an eye on that game as well. Indianapolis Chittard at Bloomington South. So here is Bloomington North getting ready to receive. And we are underway. A short kick. And it's going to bounce, and then Southport jumps on it, and it will be Southport ball. Nobody jumped on the ball, and it wasn't an onside kick.
Well, it was a bit of I would call it a long onside kick, because there was definitely an intention to get it back, and it was played beautifully between the first and the second line of the special teams, and kind of caught them by surprise, and they were able to just jump right into it. That was an amazing play call and an amazing start as we get to see Eddie Schott right from the get-go.
He's not going to have to change colors or nicknames next year. He goes to Muncie as a Ball State Cardinal, and this is the first one, and here he goes. He throws it immediately, and that is incomplete to Matt Munoz, the tight end, 6'6", 215 pounds, and a senior or a junior.
It's going to be very fun seeing a passing offense because most of the time in high school we see running-dominated offenses, so it'll be very fun to see a passing-oriented offense.
Shots in the shotgun, and it's going to be Caldwell. It's going to be 3 at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom. He has a lot of weapons to use. Play clock down to 10. Here is Schott. He's going to look, and he's going to get sacked. And Garrett Bruce, number 22, with the sack of Schott, 5'9", 215-pound junior.
And he was basically waiting for his receiver to get open, and he just never did. And then he got tackled by the blitzing secondary, and that was, like I said, just was waiting for his receiver to get open, and he never did.
3rd and 16 at the 41, and we see this a lot where teams hurry up to the line and then take their time to get the play call from the sideline. 3 receivers again, top of the screen. Here's Schott. He's going to roll, pressure, and he's going to find Lazan, and Lazan catches it, and he gets inside the 5-yard line.
And you just saw his arm strength on that play. He was running, and he was able to almost kind of like overhand throw, and it was a beautiful over-the-shoulder catch to Lazan. That was just an amazing throw by the senior.
1st and goal at the 5. Schott, and it's a fumble, and Schott's going to have to jump on it. But they're going to call it a shovel pass incomplete. So it will be a 2nd and goal at the 5. That last play to Lazan, a 36-yard pass. Lazan has caught a touchdown in every game this season. 837 yards receiving, 13 touchdowns on 63 catches. This is Jalen Caldwell, and he is going to go into the end zone for the touchdown.
Just a nice simple draw play that was basically set up by the 5 pass plays that happened before it. Just when you stretch out a defense that much, don't have to have an ultra-effective run game, but you just have to have an effective run game. And Jalen Caldwell is more than effective. He's been good this year with 644 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. Make that his 6th.
Yeah, Jalen Caldwell, again, Southport, the last 2 weeks, 175 yards against Terre Haute North, 179 yards last week against Terre Haute South this season.
You know what that tells me? That tells me that a lot of defensive game plans have been to take away the pass at all costs and stretching out the field, and that's left Caldwell with lots of room to run.
And that is something that Brandon Winters has had a hard time doing until the last couple weeks, was establishing that run game, and they have done that. Now a player down for the Cardinals. Now they're going to send the teams to the sidelines. Quick check of the Conference Indiana standings coming into tonight. Columbus North is 4-0, Southport 3-1, Bloomington South 3-2, Terre Haute South 2-2, Terre Haute North 1-4, and then Bloomington North is 0-4. So Columbus North and Terre Haute South face off tonight, as well as Southport and Bloomington North. So Lazan is the holder, and this one, the extra point attempt, looks like Kobe Cockrell, number 22, will attempt, and it's going to be a fake. Here comes Lazan. He's getting chased, and then the ball is loose, and then you can't return it. So extra point, no, or 2-point conversion fails, but Southport gets on the board 6-0.
Yeah, that's something that I wish that they would change in high school. I mean, I understand why, but I mean that could have been a huge momentum changer if North was able to bring that all the way to the other end and get 2 points to make the 6-2. This is a completely different game. As we get ahead and see this again, the run again, just a nice hole up the middle. The defense backed away at the start of the play, expecting a play action. It wasn't a play action, and he had just enough room to get in for the score.
So it is 6-0 here, a minute, as the Cardinals jump on the board on the first drive. Cockrell will kick it off. And now Bloomington North.
And they also are probably well aware. Their special teams coordinator probably let them know, hey, don't forget about the squib kick.
They're going to try another similar kick, but this time it is picked up and it is taken down. That is Colin Weeger, number 46, the junior.
So we're not quite sure who that may be, but either way, it's caught at the 35-yard line where they'll go down and start on first down. Colin Weeger on the return.
So a 1st and 10 for the Cougars at the 36 to start this game. Now Reese Lozano, the freshman, as we see rookie against veteran. Quarterback matchup. Lozano's going to quick throw a pass, incomplete, too high, intended for Loffman.
I do like the idea behind not being intimidated by the fact that it's a senior quarterback versus a freshman quarterback. Well, first off, they're not facing each other. They're facing the opposing defenses, so that is going to alleviate some pressure from Lozano in the first place. But at the same time, not be afraid to throw, not be kind of intimidated by what's on the other side of the field.
2 receivers, Lozano shotgun, 2 receivers bottom of the screen. He's going to quick throw again. This one complete to Michael Barron, as Barron comes into this game. Don't think Michael Barron just 1 catch this season. It was for no gain. So the senior getting a opportunity here on the football field. 3rd and 5 at the 42. Lozano, again, you got High Tink in the back, trips top of the screen. And this is High Tink, and he gets a yard, and Southport takes him down.
Yeah, unfortunately, that use of pass to set up the run did not work well in North's favor. And also, it was a great job of the defense immediately sniffing out the run and where it was going to stop it in its tracks.
No gain for Height, or 1 yard for.
In that game against South, Lozano was great with his legs.
As Friel's going to kick it away, and immediately taken down. Number 10 for the Cardinals. And that is number 10, Jordan Tweedy, the junior, 5'9", 160-pound junior for the Cardinals. And now we will see Eddie Schott for the 2nd time this evening.
Yeah, and for the most part, they did a really good job on that first drive of getting pressure on him. It was just a great pass on the run by Schott that ended up setting that touchdown.
So here is Eddie Schott. You'll see the trips to the top of the screen. And again, the play clock goes down to 15 as he gets the call from the sidelines. Lazon's going to move down to your bottom of the screen. You see Lazon, number 3, at 3, at 2. And then it's going to be a flag as the play clock ran out. So that's going to back up Southport 5 yards to the 19.
Ref said, and that's where now, if you're North, you gotta capitalize on this. I think they're gonna pin their ears back. And
so far, the Cardinals have struggled with that play clock. It's down to 15. Schott's going to throw it over the middle to Ryan Lazan, and Lazan is gone. See you later, and it's going to be a touchdown. And Lazan goes down near the end zone at the 1 yard. Xavier Trueblood with the touchdown saving tackle.
That was just an amazingly pinpoint accurate. We've seen him scramble and be able to throw on the run. There was a perfect pocket pass. Finn putting the thread right through the needle to Lazan, who caught it in between two as he was getting through two defenders, and then just outran them. But then Trueblood, through pure determination, was able to stop him at the last second.
And already with those two passes to Lazan, 117 yards for Eddie Schott passing. Here's the shovel pass, and ball is knocked out loose. Number 19, Carson Moore, but they're going to say that's a touchdown.
That ball popped loose over on the near side near the pylon.
So they're going to say Carson Moore got the touchdown.
And according to the official there on the near side, I think they'll rule at least initially that.
Of course, I don't. There's no replay.
Hold on, there may have been a penalty.
So we will see what this call is.
Made it like signal.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what
Penalty is on Southport. So that's going to back them up.
Back 5 yards.
But why would there have been
So a second penalty on Southport. First and goal at the 6.
6-yard line, still a first down and goal.
And now it's going to be Caldwell up the middle for his second touchdown of the night.
Very patient run for Jalen Caldwell, his second touchdown.
So where the Southport run for the passing game has been the talk for Southport, it's been Jalen Caldwell in the running game, scoring 2 touchdowns already.
Again, being set up by the pass, though that can't be stated enough. The pass game, each running touchdown has been preceded by Eddie Schott showing off his arm and being able to make as we get a block, it looks like. So that's going to actually be a no extra points. So it's 12-0. But again, the fear of the pass has kind of scared the linebackers away from being near the line of scrimmage to stop the running back.
So far, Eddie Schott, as we mentioned, 2 for 4, 117 yards passing, a 36-yarder to Lazan on that first drive, and then 81 yards to set up that score on the second drive. So Eddie Schott has never had less than 100 yards passing, and that streak continues in his career tonight.
And that'll be the 5th 100-yard receiving game for Lazan this season.
And again, Lazan, though, has not scored a touchdown yet in this game. He has scored a touchdown in every other game so far this season.
Well, he keeps getting within the 5, but then North keeps denying him.
And I've got a feeling that they're not gonna keep him out of the end zone for long. So now Cockrell's gonna kick, and it is 12-0 Southport. This one goes a little farther. It's going to be taken about the 21, and there goes, and that is 35 for the Cougars. Cooper Macy, the sophomore, 5'9", 145 pounds with the return. So here comes the Cougars and Reese Lozano. Ball will be at the 28. First drive started on the 36. Just 3 plays on that first drive for the Cougars. So here comes Lozano. He's going to throw it, and it is incomplete, intended for Nathan Jenkins.
A little low for Jenkins to be able to try to get the catch.
Jenkins comes into this game with 18 receptions, 247 yards, 4 touchdowns.
He also comes in with 26 carries for 186 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns.
And the last time we were here against New Albany, he took that game over in the fourth quarter with a great performance. Play clock is at 12. Man in motion, and it will be to Jenkins, and he loses the ball. They're going to rule it incomplete.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to implement Jenkins and his speed into this game, but unfortunately, Southport defense is just having none of it.
Has had none of it. Lozano so far 1 for 4, passing for just 5 yards. 1 carry for North. That was Heiting for no gain. So just 5 yards total offense so far for the Cougars early on. You got 3 receivers, 2 top of the screen. All at the 28. Here goes Lozano. He's going to fire it. Got Nathan Jenkins, and he got him. Pass midfield down at the 40.
That was an excellent pass with just enough loft to get it over the defender. The defender basically abandoned Jenkins to try to go for that pass, as we go ahead and see right here. Jenkins gets in a one-on-one situation. The cornerback stops to try to bat it down, but Jenkins, if he's able to stay on his feet, he's gone for the touchdown. But just a good job of corralling it in and giving this offense a jump start that they need badly.
30-yard pickup for Jenkins, and it puts him at the Southport 42. Here's the reverse for Jenkins. Gets up midfield past the 35, and a flag flies.
Nice game. Hard to tell if over on the far side if he's pointing towards Southport bench or if he's pointing back towards Bloomington North on the penalty.
See what the officials
Hold, it could be
rule here.
Perhaps he's at the 34-yard line.
Defensive hold.
That works still.
They're going to call Southport for the
It's an 8-yard gain right now.
That was a pretty nice play to bring out the playbook.
I like
what
it.
they decide.
They have speedy receivers.
They're going to move it
You gotta
up.
utilize that. Get the ball in your playmaker's hands, and right there they did just that.
So add 10 more yards.
They're going to put it to the 24.
First down following the penalty on the rush.
That will be an automatic first down
38 yards through the air.
for the
30 through the air and 8 on the ground, technically speaking. First down
so
and
a
10.
first down and 10 at the 24.
Just getting going here.
8-yard gain for Jenkins, 10-yard penalty.
Second possession here for the
North and Southport territory. Lozano gonna throw it. It is incomplete, and True Blood had to kind of reach back to try to grab it.
Yeah, that was a bit of a freshman mistake. He's trying to, with pass placement, he's trying to make sure that it's only where his receiver can get it, and it's away from the defense and not in front of him, so behind him, but that was a little too far behind him.
As it's a second and 10 at the 24. Lozano so far 2 completions. 2 for 6 so far for Lozano. He's going to throw it. This time Jenkins wide open. He's going to get to the 20, get to the edge. Jenkins gets out of bounds near the 5-yard line.
That's a 17-yard gain on a screen pass.
Last time we saw Jenkins take over, and the seniors being asked to carry the team right here on this drive. He has done an excellent job, and excellent blocking on that play to give him some room. And it was basically a desperation push out of bounds that saved that touchdown.
18-yard reception for Jenkins, 48 yards for Jenkins so far on 2 receptions. Lozano with 3 completions so far.
And it's a penalty. That's a personal foul.
And for 53 yards, but they're going to call a personal foul.
They're not going to get the 18 yards.
So that will be denied.
Wrote it down. It was on the stat sheet.
So us to write it down with that, I suppose. Back to the 21-yard line. So a 15-yard penalty from the spot.
So they're going to
They still get the first down. So is that like an after? It's an after the play situation for the 15 yards.
So they're gonna
a 3-yard gain.
negate that one.
Well, it's not going to be negated. Basically, you're going to take it, and then they're going to push him back 15 yards with a personal foul.
So 1st and 10 at the 21.
Gets the 18 yards. I like that.
1st and 10 from the 21-yard line.
This will be the screen pass to Xavier Trueblood. Gets near the first down marker and keeps going and gets the first down.
That's a first down.
Just from what I
So
saw,
how about that?
chasing down Lazan on
And
defense.
the thing is that this screen game wasn't working at the beginning
Speedy guy right
because,
there. Not exactly showing off
and thus the defense was starting to creep up. Then with that long pass, they now have to respect kind of throwing over the top of them, and so these screen passes are starting to become more effective.
So a 13-yard pickup for Xavier Trueblood. Here goes Lozano, and he gets taken down on the option. Number 30 with the tackle, Stephen Pagel for Southport. First time Lozano has carried the ball.
This is the type of drive we talked about, though.
Second and
It's 8
goal now.
plays on this drive so far for North, and what started
And no gain for Lozano.
really started to rally together.
Second down and goal to go for about the 8-yard line.
Approaching the 6-minute mark. Here comes Lozano going. Jump ball pass, and it is incomplete.
That was just excellent coverage and just knocking the ball right out of his hand.
And that was Aaron Steinfeld, number 84, 6'4" sophomore, been injured the last couple weeks, able to come back this evening. Steinfeld, 11 receptions, 123 yards, and a touchdown this season. So a 3rd and goal now for the Cougars. Knocking on the door, approaching 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
North will take their time. They break the huddle with 11 on the
Rain
play
is
clock.
still falling.
Loftman is the lone receiver. He's on the near side. They have
Lozano.
stacked up over on the far end. Lozano will take
Gonna
a snap,
roll.
out towards the far side.
He's
try
going
and run
to keep it, and he
drop
gets
back.
taken down for a loss.
Drop for a loss of yardage down to about
That will be 30,
13,
Stephen Pagel again on that carry,
Drop the field goal.
or on that play.
With some sort of
Yeah, it was basically trying to delay the receivers' routes, letting them try to get open as they had much longer routes than usual. But the defensive line had other ideas and were able to get to him.
This will be a 29
So Ben Friel with the 29-yard field goal attempt, the senior,
real set, snap a little
and
high,
it
but
is
good.
up,
Got the distance,
and
on his
it
way.
is good for Ben Friel.
North does draw 3 points off of the 29-yard field goal.
So Ben Friel, the only points last week against Columbus North. They lost 35-3, hit a field goal to start that game, gets Bloomington North on the board with the field goal with about 5:25 to go here in the first quarter. As you see the rain still coming down, the new lighting system here at Bloomington North. Great shot by our camera crew here as Bloomington North gets on the board.
Yeah, definitely would have preferred the touchdown. They definitely would have preferred the touchdown, but the Cougars just need to buckle down on defense and stay disciplined and basically attached to the receivers. Don't let the receivers beat them, especially Lazan, who has beat them twice now.
Yeah, Ryan Lazan, so far Southport 2 drives, 5 plays the first drive, just 3 plays the second drive. Both end up in Jalen Caldwell touchdowns.
We'll take a look at scores throughout the night, but I did get a note from Bloomington South just across town.
So
Bishop Chittard still in the first quarter has opened up a
Ben Friel
27-0 lead over the
will
South
kick this off.
number 3 ranked team, I believe, is Class 3A in Chittard.
And you got a lot of,
Not a good start.
and Friel long kick. It's going to go back
Kick to the near side,
and going to be
bobbled
bobbled at the 8. That's Caldwell, and he's going to get taken down by Hightink and a host of Cougars inside the 10.
unit. Bobbled
And that is a huge special teams play, but can they capitalize? We just saw in their last possession that they had them down near about the exact same starting area, but it didn't matter. They were still able to travel the length of the field. So will they be able to stop them this time? That's going to be the question.
They're going to back Southport up to the 13, so the worst starting field position so far for Eddie Schott and this Cardinals offense.
I expect a couple of blitz packages here to try to force a mistake.
Here is Schott, play clock at 10. And he's going to hand it to Jalen Caldwell, and Caldwell gets stopped. The third carry of the game for Jalen Caldwell.
Yeah,
and it goes nowhere.
And that time to the outside did not work nearly as well as when they went to the inside.
So no gain, 2nd and 10 at the 13.
Down and 10 now from their own 13-yard
Shot.
Inside of 5 minutes
Flag. He's got all sorts of time. He's going to find Lazan, and it was trying a one-handed grab, incomplete, but there is a flag. I thought I saw one of the wide receivers move for Southport before Schott sapped the ball.
Huge illegal shift or some sort of legal motion because
yeah, and they're going to go ahead and decline the penalty so that it is now 3rd and 10.
behind the quarterback.
So the penalty on the Cardinals.
Didn't actually do it, but because of that, he got
The 4th penalty so far for Southport, but they did decline that. So a 3rd and 10 at the 13. Shot. Got time, blindsided, and the ball's loose. And he goes down at the 1, and that is Jalen Caldwell. So how about that? The Bloomington North defense makes up gets a huge stop.
The blind side, the biggest weakness I see so far in the Cardinal offense is the blind side blocking, because that's the 2nd time that a blind side rusher has completely taken Schott by surprise. And that is something that the Cardinals need to fix, or else that's going to become their Achilles heel in this game.
Puts them back to the 3, 4th and 20, and they're going to have to punt out of their own end zone. And now here's Lazan, and he, kind of a rugby-style punt, takes a good bounce right to midfield, past midfield, and now a couple flags fly. They're back toward the 35-yard line.
Place the football for now at the North 47.
That's a 50-yard punt.
So we'll see what the call is here.
That's a productive punt from the back of the end zone with pressure in your face. But
Yes.
We gotta say that was quite a punt, really, because not only was that ended up going 50 yards, but that was literally on the run tiptoe. That was really, that was good. And it's gonna be offsetting. All right, offsetting penalties.
So offsetting penalties, and Bloomington North will take over with a 1st and 10 at their own 47.
Now this time they need a touchdown. They can't trade touchdowns for field goals in this game.
So Reese Lozano, the freshman. Of course, 9 games into the regular season, you're really not a freshman anymore as you head toward the playoffs. Lozano's going to screen pass to Jenkins, and he is going to get past midfield and now another flag flies as you got extracurriculars on the other side. And 42 for Southport's helmet came off. That's Josh Moore, the junior, so he'll have to sit out for a play. And that is on Bloomington North. And that was a personal foul. So that's going to push them back.
so another dead ball personal foul. And
Yeah, it's going to be 15 from the spot of the foul.
They're going to push him back to the 38.
Second down, you're right.
That's going to hurt. That's not what you want if you're Bloomington South. But like I was
Second
saying,
and 19.
I think they're a little chippy between these two teams.
Well, at this stage, if you're Bloomington,
And this is definitely not. It feels like this nerves are starting to get between both of them.
As Lozano, quick toss and complete to Jack Recker.
Yeah, and Jack Recker is someone who has kind of stepped in when Steinfeld was injured, giving them another underclassman receiver who will be able to grow with Lozano in the future years, as he has played very well. 8 catches for 94 yards and a touchdown on the season.
Done a good job. His first reception of the night brings up a 3rd and 8 here at the 49. Again, Scott Bless has to be pleased with the underclassmen that he has. This is going to be Zever Trueblood. He gets past midfield near the 45. This will be a 4th down.
That play call seems like 4-down territory type of play call.
That was an interesting play call for 3rd and 8. I'm thinking that they were trying to catch them off guard with kind of an inside draw in a passing play, and to their credit, it kind of worked. But it looks like they're going to keep up the aggression and go for it right here.
Here is the 4th down, Lozano, and it is incomplete. Intended for Steinfeld, and that will be a turnover on downs.
Having a tall receiver can be both a blessing and a curse, because it gives you a large target that you can throw jump balls to, but you also need to remember that they're not on a trampoline. They can't jump up extremely high. He may be 6'4", but he's not 10'4".
No, now this gives Eddie Schott excellent field position, a 1st and 10 at their own 47.
It's going to have to happen on this end.
Now Schott will come out less than just approaching 2 minutes here. This will be Schott. He's going to find a wide open Lucas Willoughby, incomplete.
That was an very convincing play action, as he was able to hold it in there, and I was fooled by it. But again, had the wide open receiver as the hesitation from the cornerbacks, but just overthrew it just a little bit.
2nd and 10.
1 to go first quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 47.
It's going to be Caldwell. He's going to get dropped by Ben Friel near midfield. So a great job by Ben Friel, who has done everything there. Brings up a 3rd down and 8. Just a gain of 2 for Caldwell.
That's 3.5 tackles for loss.
Play clock at 20. Lazon in motion. Now, about 10 seconds, Schott, and he gets pressured, and he's going to go down. Eddie Schott goes down, and this time Brandon Oliphant, the senior, 5'10", 220, gets the sack on Eddie Schott.
Yeah, and the offensive, and right now, the offensive line right now for Southport must be making the offensive coordinator rip his hair out. They have just not been able to block anything, and just had a hard time just containing the defensive line, which has allowed blitzers to just go right in and overload and get right to Schott. It has been absolutely amazing, this defensive performance so far.
Lazon is going to punt. It's going to take a great Southport bounce. It's going to go down to about the 2-yard line. So what Southport scored on their first 2 possessions, their last 2 possessions, they've had to punt it away. That is going to And that is for Bloomington North a big win for their defense to stop the Southport offense back-to-back drives.
Yeah, proving that it wasn't just a flop or a fluke, I should say. But now the offense needs to take advantage of it.
And it's going to be a uphill climb. They're 1st and 10 at their own 2. Lozano just going to push it forward just to get out of the end zone as we are going to run this out, as this will be the final play of the first quarter. Southport leads North 12-3 here on Smithville Sports.
Whether you need an awesome wrap for your truck, a new look for your sports car, or simply some great window tinting, Van Horn has you covered. Need accessories like step bars, bug shields, or toolboxes? Or how about a neon clock for the garage or den? Van Horn can take care of it. With years of experience, Van Horn gives you the professional look with the quality you deserve. Stop by our shop in Ellettsville, the large building behind McDonald's, or give us a call at 812-876-2230. You can also visit our website at vanhorn1.com. Van Horn Tent and Accessories, the place for your custom vehicle needs.
2nd and 8 now at the 4. Give Lozano 2 yards. As a reminder, this game brought to you by McCrae and McCrae Law Firm. So we get ready to start this second quarter here at Bloomington North. Again, the final week of the regular season. The state football tournament starts next week. Bloomington North is in Class 5A Sectional 14. They got the bye. They will play Martinsville October 26th. Franklin and Whiteland will play next week. The winner of that game will host Bloomington South on the 26th. First time since 2014, no north-south matchup to start the sectional. North looking for their first sectional win since 2013. So here goes Lozano. And that is incomplete, intended for Aaron Steinfeld.
Yeah, that pass was way ahead of the route that Steinfeld was trying to run. He threw it like he would already cut upfield on the post route, but he wasn't even to the area to cut to it, and so he kind of had to dive for it and almost play defender to prevent the cornerback from getting the ball.
So a 3rd down here for the Cougars. They punted it away on the first drive. Ben Friel's 29-yard field goal. And now their 3rd drive facing a 3rd and 8. Lozano gonna fire it, got a man open, and it's just overthrown for Nathan Jenkins.
And Jenkins had a touchdown right there. He basically just beat out number 11. I don't have number 11 on Southport, but beat out the defender on the seam route and was just had a chance to go the distance, but just a little bit too much ahead of him, and it's going to be a 3 and out.
This is going to be dangerous for Ben Friel, having to punt out of his own end zone. Southport coming with the pressure, but he gets it away. And it takes a bounce. Again, another roll to the Southport 45. What a punt for Ben Friel.
Very similar to the one that Southport had kicked earlier.
So the punt games for both teams are doing very well, as that puts the Cardinals back at their own 44-yard line with here to start the second quarter. So the 5th drive now for the Cardinals. And they have not had, they have had a 5-play drive to start, and other than that, it's been 3 and then 3 since, and now flags fly. That's going to be an offsides on North. So they will move them up 5.
Solid quarterback,
it's going to be 1st and 5 at the 49. You don't want to give him any better field position than you have to.
First down and 5 nearing
Again,
midfield
play
from
clock
the
goes
49
down to
line.
10.
Southport leads by 9 at 12-3.
This will be
Hand it to
a
Caldwell
handoff.
across
Caldwell
the
past
50, close to that
midfield,
first down.
and then he gets
Stopped.
dropped about the 47-yard line.
Sure he made it. That was a pretty nice tackle that time around. Michael Barron was there, Ben Friel as well.
Bring a
Gained
second
about 4
down.
yards on the play. Second down and a short one, and Southport's going to move quickly.
Second and 1 at the 47.
Back over towards Coach Winters
So
on those
gain of 4
sidelines.
for Caldwell.
Nearly a minute in.
Cardinals in Cougar territory. 3 top of your screen. Screen pass. This is number 7. And that is completed for the first down. That is Kobe Davis. His first reception of the night. So Davis, the senior. Of course, Bloomington North has a basketball player named Kobe Davis as well.
And you can see that the long developing pass plays have become a lot harder for them to have to convert because of the pass rush. So now they're starting to go to more of a screen game.
Here is Caldwell up the middle, and he gets inside the 30-yard line.
Basically, the offensive coordinator is daring the Cougar defense to blitz, because all these plays on these drives have been with in mind to burn an over-aggressive blitz, whether it be the inside run or the screen pass.
Second
and 5.
Similar set, 2 receivers on each side with Caldwell
At the
running back to the
looks
right
like the
of Eddie
29.
Drop back.
Shot, going to throw it over the middle, complete to Davis. And he goes down at the 10-yard line.
10-yard line again, it's Kobe Davis. 19 yards through the air, but a penalty.
And then a flag on that play.
It's going to be a hold back there.
And it's a hold on the Cardinals.
Line has to work a little bit harder after the last couple drives.
So a hold on the Cardinals pushes them back. I'll tell you what, Quinn, both teams' penalties have been an issue so far for both teams.
Both sides, those defensive ends for Bloomington North are getting quick jumps off the ball. And
Yeah, you can definitely tell that we're getting near the end of the season, where
back up to the 47-yard line.
things are getting a little bit more tense.
Big penalty there. Second down and
So they push him back to the 47.
Southport.
And Shot gets up to the line, and then he gets the play call from the sideline. Play clock's at 10. So he takes his time. He's going to throw it over the middle, and it is complete to Davis. And Davis takes a couple North tacklers down with him near the 25-yard line.
Almost able to get the first down by himself on the play.
Still going to bring up third down.
It's going to be a 3rd and 3.
Where they line it up, they put it at the 26, so a 3rd and 3 coming inside of 10
So
minutes.
a 19-yard pickup for Davis.
Shotgun. As the play clock begins to go, and Shot calls up an audible at the line of scrimmage.
And then Shot, and now movement. It is going to be a penalty on Bloomington North. And that will be an automatic first down for Southport.
Yep.
I know the rain.
That running a hard snap count right now. That's the second time on this drive that they were able to draw the defensive line. They're eager to get to Shot, and they're using that to their advantage.
I didn't quite see who it's going to be on the North defense. That's
So that's gonna be
timeout by Bloomington North.
So a timeout for Bloomington North,
We too will take a 30-second break. 9:36.
as that's the first timeout for either team this first half. Southport 3 timeouts, Bloomington North with 2 here in the first quarter. We mentioned the state tournament draw. Of course, Bloomington South and North will have next week off. Edgewood, the other team we cover, they will be at home against Madison. Madison playing Seymour tonight. Madison 1-7. Edgewood 6-2, and Edgewood gets to host a first-round game for the 8th year in a row and looking for their first sectional win since 2014. Again, 320 schools in the state tournament, 6 classes. The state finals at Lucas Oil Stadium Thanksgiving weekend. Edgewood hasn't won the sectional since 1990. and again playing Greencastle tonight in the WIC third place game in Greencastle. Eddie Schott gonna roll now. He's gonna take off, and he's gonna get the first down inside the 10. And Eddie Schott, not a runner, but that time Quinn is able to get the first down.
Yeah, the receivers had basically cleared that entire side of the field by basically taking the secondary with them, and the linebackers already had collapsed in on the offensive line, leaving a lot of empty space, and showing off a little athleticism.
Also a basketball player for the Cardinals. He's going to throw it. This one is complete, and into the end zone is the touchdown for Lucas Willoughby.
That's going to be his 6th on the year.
So that's the first touchdown pass of the night for Eddie Schott, as Cardinals get their 3rd touchdown of the night. So it's now 18-3 Cardinals on top. Now they've had 2 missed PAT attempts, so they're going to go for 2. Shot. Play clock at 2, and he gets it off. And it's going to go to the end, to the corner for Lazan, and he gets it. And it will be 22-3 with 8:58 to go.
And there's nothing you could do to stop that except possibly jam Lazan at the line of scrimmage to disrupt the routing timing, because that was just a perfect pass right in the back corner of the end zone.
As it's now 20-3, 8:58 to go here before halftime. Stay tuned. We'll have a great halftime feature for you as the Cougar cheerleaders down there on the track all bundled up tonight. Again, senior night for the Cougars. Again, Bloomington North next week gets the week off. So does Bloomington South. And they will start on October 26th. So the Cardinals will kick it off here at the 40. As now Bloomington North got to get something going. They were able to get a couple stops. Couldn't get one that time with Eddie Schott's first touchdown pass of the night to Lucas Willoughby. Here comes the kick for Carby Cockrell, and it's going to be another short one. And then it goes down. I think that was Ethan. Is that Ethan Wenzel, 89? I think with that fair catch. So a 1st and 10. I thought Wenzel originally called a fair catch on that, and then he took off. But they're going to put it at the 39.
It's a very important drive.
A 5th drive of the night for Bloomington North. They have started in their own territory each time.
And you got Cade Loffman at the bottom of your screen on one-on-one coverage.
And Jenkins is going to go to the bottom of the screen. The handoff is Hightink up the middle.
And I do like this, though. They started out the game with a lot with like passing immediately, but if they can get Hightink going in this game, set up some play action down the road. So I do like this. Instead of like trying to get everything all at once, kind of set up an offensive identity right here. Get them to respect the run game. Even if it only ends in maybe like 3 points or that kind of stuff, get the run game going.
That'll be a 4-yard gain for Hightink. He had struggled in the couple games leading up to New Albany. As Lozano pitches it to Hightink. Ball is loose, and that is a fumble, and that is going to go the other way for a touchdown, and that is Stephen Pagel with the return for the touchdown.
Great reflexes to catch that on the fly, though, and basically a nice, joyful sprint to the end zone later, and we've turned, as we get another look here, get the fake to that, then the Heitink gets popped up right there and gets right into his hands. Just very easy touchdown for him as he's able just to run in. That was number 30, Stephen Pagel.
At the right place at the right time.
The senior on his last regular season game.
So Kobe Cockrell's going to attempt the PAT, and it is good, and it is now 27-3 for the Cardinals. So where Bloomington North had gotten a couple stops, it is now changed, and the momentum has shifted back to the Southport Cardinals.
Yeah, you could just tell that after when they were at midfield and they were unable and they had to punt it right back to Southport, that they had missed a really huge opportunity there, and now the Cardinals are starting to put their foot down and leave a irremovable footprint on this game.
Yeah, Cardinals have dominated this series, as we mentioned. They average 35.3 a game. They defensively give up 29-9, outscored their opponents 247-239. Again, lead the series 11-8. They've won 8 straight, 9 of the last 10. Last time South Bloomington North won was October 9th, 2009 here at Bloomington North. As it's a short kick, it's going to go out of bounds at the 30. So an update over at Greencastle. It is halftime in Greencastle, leading Edgewood 14-0. So the Mustangs going to have to come from behind there in the second half. Again, week 9 of the regular season, the final week of the regular season. It goes fast every year. We always say that as the playoffs start next week.
And if there's one positive right now that the Cougars can take away from this, is that we're not even halfway through the second quarter, so there's still plenty of time. They just need to play extremely well for the rest of the game.
Cougars get the ball 1st and 10 at the 38, and that is Xavier Trueblood with the spin near the 45. So Trueblood with a nice carry. Trueblood also has come back from injuries here in the last couple of weeks. Gain of 8 for Trueblood. Ball at the 46. Lozano shotgun. He's going to look, and that is incomplete, intended for Sam Rosinski. So a 3rd and 2 for Lozano.
Yeah, pressure forced that one to be thrown a little bit earlier than he probably wanted it to.
And again, we've seen in other games where Lozano really struggles. He's going to have to take off and run. Doesn't always get protection. North's offensive line doing a better job tonight of protecting Lozano. He's going to throw it to Jenkins. Jenkins gets to near the 40, and he'll get the first down. So a good job by Nathan Jenkins to move the chains.
And that's going to be the bread and butter right now for this offense, is relying on Nathan Jenkins to really help, especially in those crucial 3rd down plays.
It's a gain of 11, so they go into Southport territory at the 43. Loffman, bottom of the screen, as you say, Quinn, on one-on-one coverage. Lozano, not going to look that way. Gets it to Steinfeld. He just gets past the first down marker. Good awareness by Aaron Steinfeld.
Yep. Always good. Always know exactly. You always want to know two things. You want to know where the line of scrimmage is and where the first down marker is at all times.
Back-to-back 11-yard gains. First one to Jenkins, second one to Steinfeld. And now the ball at the 32. Now you see two at the bottom of the screen. One at the top. He's going to throw the screen to Jenkins, and he's going to get past, and then it's to the 30, and then it's going to be a flag.
Ooh, and this is going to be interesting on what this is, because I thought I saw a block in the back.
I was going to say Steinfeld got away with a block in the back until...
And its indication is it is on Bloomington North, and they're going to move them back.
He was just trying to protect for Jenkins, keep a guy out of the play.
Yeah, that is a very unfortunate play. Basically, Jenkins was the defender had gotten past the receiver and basically pushed him out of the way, but because he's pushing him from behind, that's a block in the back. No malicious intent at all, but unfortunately that is a rule in football to prevent injuries and that kind of stuff. So unfortunately that is going to really hurt.
That is going to bring him back to the 41. This will be a gain up the middle. That is for Xavier Trueblood. So as we approach about the 6-minute mark of the second quarter, just a reminder, we'll have a great halftime feature for you. Ball is at the 39. So a gain of 2 for Trueblood. One at the top, Jenkins in motion. Lozano under center, pressure coming. He gets it off to Trueblood. Gets a couple blocks. Trueblood near the 20, inside the 20. Good job by Xavier Trueblood, and the Cougars are in the red zone.
They are really doing well with these screen passes here in the second quarter. And I think that the reason why is because that long 50-yard bomb to Nathan Jenkins is still in the back of the cornerback's mind, so they have to respect the deep ball. They can't let something like that happen, and thus these screen passes are becoming more effective, and also just great blocking on the outside as well. The blocking in the back call notwithstanding, the receivers have done a really good job in blocking on the outside.
And it's a 1st and 10 at the 18, then movement. And it's going to be a penalty on the Cougars. Going to back them up 5 yards to the 23.
Another penalty. That's the 7th penalty today.
Again, penalties are killing the Cougars. Trip, our bottom 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top. Lozano looking toward the end zone. Jenkins incomplete.
Just needed to go a little bit higher on that. Just a great job to just kind of alter the pass's trajectory by the defender. Otherwise, that was a nice pass to Nathan Jenkins.
Bring him. Again, Lozano has not been afraid to attack this Southport secondary this evening. 2nd and 15 at the 23. Got Trips at the bottom. This will be Xavier Trueblood. He's going to get inside the 20. So Xavier Trueblood. And Trueblood has come back from injuries. Cougars have suffered the injuries with Steinfeld and Trueblood. And I know that Scott Bless happy to have them both back. Gain of 4 for True Blood. 3rd and 11 at the 19.
Right side hash. North moving left to right here in quarter.
And I think that this is officially 4-down territory as well. You can't leave with the field goal. You can leave with nothing short of a touchdown here if you're the Cougars.
Trailing 27-3 inside 5 minutes to go. There's the option to True Blood, and he is going to get met about the 21, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I thought for a second it was going to be a halfback pass the way it was being set up, but it ended up just being a option play that ended up going nowhere.
He may have been wanting to even throw that.
And that will be a loss of 1 for True Blood. Put him at the 20. As Heiting's going to come off the field. And Lozano gets the signal call, now goes to the huddle.
4 minutes before North will snap the football. They break the huddle.
Play clock at 7. They've got to hurry. Now Scott Bless going to call a timeout. So that is Bloomington North's 2nd timeout. They've got 1 left here in the half. And the Cardinals have all 3 timeouts remaining. And this has been a huge drive for Bloomington North, and now facing a 4th and 12 at the 20.
And this is going to be an interesting play. I expect something to be drawn up for Jenkins, but the thing is that while the screen would be the safest play, I'm pretty sure Southport would be expecting that and would probably have defenders ready for any type of screen pass. So I'm wondering what kind of play he's going to draw up for Jenkins. If it's for Jenkins at all, it might have something else up his sleeve. It's just, I think that in this situation, given what has happened in this game right now, Jenkins has been the most reliable player, skilled position player in this game, and would probably be the one you would want to get it to.
As both teams break the huddle. Appreciate you tuning into our final regular season broadcast of the high school football season. As it's a 4th down for the Cougars. 2 at the bottom. Jenkins in motion. And Lozano going to go for Steinfeld and just outstretched his arms. Incomplete, turnover on downs.
He had Steinfeld for the touchdown, just kind of overthrew him, put a little too much on that pass, and that it had everything. It was a very well-designed play, especially with the underneath route by Jenkins if Steinfeld was covered. So that was a well-designed play, but unfortunately did not end up working in favor for the Cougars.
2nd time the Cougars have turned it over on downs. Shot's going to just hand it off to Jadwin Caldwell, and that goes absolutely nowhere.
Push back at the line of scrimmage and drop Caldwell for a short loss on the play.
So Caldwell drop brings up a 2nd down.
Back up to 19 or so. So loss of 1 yard on the play. 2nd down and 11. We hit the 3.5.
And that was a loss of 1 for Caldwell. Shot going to go down the field, and that is complete to Davis, and he gets past midfield to move the chains.
And that was a great kind of contortion to be able to catch it but keep running forward. That was just excellent job by Davis to catch on the run, and here come the Cardinals.
31-yard pass play action, complete to Lucas Willoughby, and it's a foot race near the 20-yard line.
And Willoughby coming into this game, 39 catches for 736 yards. So you know every time he touches the ball, he's a threat to go very, very far.
Well, he's found a near threat as well with Kobe Davis in this game. You know, Ryan Lazon's only caught 2 passes, and they haven't come since the 2nd drive of the game. So they have gone away from Lazon. Ball is now at the 21. 29-yard pass play there for Willoughby. Again, play clock at 2, and now Schott's going to call a timeout. Play clock was down to 1, and Eddie Schott had to call the timeout as we are at 3:04 to go here before the first. 3:04 left to go here in the first half. But so far, Quinn, as we've seen, Eddie Schott, the ability to go down the field, the ability that he's got a multitude of weapons to use. He's gone away from Ryan Lazon now, but Kobe Davis has emerged. Lucas Willoughby's getting in there. Another guy we've not seen yet, Rayshawn Haskins.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that Schott has some really good receivers, but he's also shown why he is a D1 commit going to Ball State with just some absolutely pinpoint accurate and beautiful passes in this first half. Especially, I cannot praise enough the one on the run during that first drive where he's running to the left and on the run just kind of slings it and able to hit Lazan in the corner over the shoulder. That is a Saturday pass right there.
Yeah, you know, he's going to play. He's definitely going to the next level, and he goes right over the middle, and Michael Barron breaks that up. That was intended for Kobe Davis. Michael Barron, his first season playing football for the Cougars. He's done a nice job both ways.
Yeah, he's done very well, especially on defense.
Second down. Here's Schott going over the middle, and as that is Ryan Lazon for the touchdown. I think Bloomington North thought he was going to be down at the 1, but they said he got in, and that is a touchdown. But they're going to call a penalty here on the Cardinals.
Lazon just can't catch a break.
So that's going to move the Cardinals back, negate that.
They do it from the 28-yard line back up to the 38. That's going to be huge.
As
they've had holding penalties for 19, 17 yards today, and they lead 7-3.
some penalties really killing both teams. It's going to drop them back to the 38. Second and 27, so 17-yard penalty. Schott going to throw it back over the middle, finds Lazon incomplete. He wanted to flag, not going to get it as Xavier Trueblood broke that one up.
That was also in between 4 defenders, so a knocked away pass is probably one of the better case scenarios of that play.
Third and 27 now, as the crowd that's braved the rain tonight making some noise here. As 3 at the bottom of the screen here, Schott rolling near side. He's going to find a man open, over perfect for Lucas Willoughby for the touchdown.
That was a beautiful bomb right over the top of the defense. That had so much arc on it and perfectly landed straight down, kind of fell like a rock right into his lap. That was a beautiful pass by Eddie Schott, and Willoughby with his second touchdown of the game.
That is Eddie Schott's 36th touchdown pass of the season, his 75th in his career. And the point after attempt is good, and it is now 34-3, Cardinals in control. So
you would think with so many bad holding penalties, I mean they've had 3rd and 27, 3rd and 24, 3rd and 25th. They've had these ridiculous downs and distances, but they've been able to erase them with ease.
Well, when you got a guy that's thrown for over 7,000 yards in his career and 75 touchdowns, you can do stuff like that, and that's why he's going to go play for the Ball State Cardinals next season in Coach Mike New. Again, won't have to change. Will keep the same nickname and won't really change color schemes at all as he makes the move from Southport to Muncie next season. The Cardinals going to kick this one off in control, 34-3. And again, now it is crunch time for Bloomington North.
Don't forget, Southport had the first possession of the game, but it was actually Southport who kicked and then recovered it. So Southport does get the ball to start the second half.
And they're going to kick that one up, and then the ball is loose, but I think they tried to signal fair catch. I don't even know if he had possession of it.
It looked like it bounced off of his chest.
Looks like they're gonna. Think it was. They're saying they're gonna re-kick this.
Yeah, they're gonna
inadvertent whistle possibly, and they're gonna re-kick it.
At least at the point.
So they're gonna re-kick it here. A lot of confusion as we've.
That's one of those anticipation fouls you see in basketball.
They will re-kick it from the 40.
Expecting him to get hit, you blow the whistle, it doesn't get hit.
Cockrell going to kick it off. Again, they've been these kind of short to the sideline, far sideline kicks. And this time it's going to be a near side one. And Zach Good just drops it at the 40. And then no flag on the play as a Southport player dropped one of the Cougars.
That was an excellent adjustment by Zach Good. I love the play call of kicking it to the opposite direction here, as they've been kicking it over to the right, just kicking, kind of like doing a little bit of a trickle kick to the in front of them, but is excellent catch by Zach Good. And with 220 and with 220 plus, this is really huge for North.
As Lozano throws the screen pass for Jenkins, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. Maybe give him a yard as we approach the 2-minute mark to go. They give him one, so a second and 9.
34-3, that score now inside of 2 minutes left to go.
Inside 2 minutes to go.
Only have one timeout left.
Southport has 2. Lozano shotgun. And it's going to be over the middle, and that is intended, that is complete to Cade Loffman. Short of the first down, but again, the first time, first completion to Loffman tonight.
That one was well timed.
Gets it to the 49.
It really was.
Yeah, and
So inside now to a minute 20.
clock is really starting to run down now. I understand not wanting to give the ball back to Southport in this half, but not giving themselves a lot of time.
There is the handoff to True Blood. He gets past midfield, and he does get the first down. So True Blood gets the first down. They move the chains.
Gotta get moving though.
Yes.
Minute to go.
Yeah, they gotta hurry up though.
Quickly after the chains are set. Inside of a minute now as they snap the football throw.
And that is complete to Jenkins, and he stays inbounds. The clock continues to run.
Inbounds and doesn't get the first down. A gain of 9, and
Now they're going to call a timeout. Bloomington North's going to use their final timeout.
Yeah, Jenkins thought he could maybe get a couple extra yards, but should have just stayed on course and gotten out of bounds, forcing them to have to use that last timeout.
So the ball is a 2nd and 1 at the 40-yard line.
second down and 3 and second
47 seconds to go.
At this point in the game where you're just trying to score.
Now you're out of timeouts. So if you're Coach Bless, what do you go for here?
Make sure everything goes to the sideline, basically.
Yeah, because you can't stop the clock if you stay in bounds. You got to get out.
Unless you get a first down, that is. So
unless you get out of, and then when they reset it, though, you go, the clock restarts. So 47.7 seconds to go here in the first half.
Second down and 1 with no timeout.
Here on senior night. At the 40-yard line, 2nd and 1. Lozano gonna throw it, and that is overthrown, intended for Jenkins.
yeah, that was just really far out in front of Jenkins.
And we've seen him sail a lot long today.
That is a 3rd and 1.
Where you got 40 seconds to go, 40 yards.
Both quarterbacks have thrown a lot here in the first half. So a short yardage play. Lozano shotgun. It's going to be Xavier Trueblood. He goes up the middle, gets the first down, and he is down near the 10. And Scott Bless hurrying him up. They're going to stop the clock, but they don't have any timeouts left. 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Lozano spikes it.
Yeah, and Trueblood only had 41 rushing yards coming into this game. I think he's already surpassed that in this first half, but that was just the Cardinals falling asleep on defense. I mean, they should have expected that since the clock stops on a first down, that on a 3rd and 1, a run up the middle was an option, but to them, it completely caught them off guard.
And that's clock management. Lozano was able to stop the clock here with 31.4. 2nd and 10 at the 11. Lozano rolls, gonna throw it to Jenkins inside the 5, but he does not get out of bounds, and the clock continues to roll.
And that clock's going to keep on moving. Down to 19.
Yeah, that's...
So Lozano just gets up to the line and spikes it.
Clock it with 11.6 on the clock. That was on a 3rd down and 4. I think they're going to bring up a field goal.
So now he downs that, and now Ben Friel's going to come on here to attempt the field goal. I think he could have possibly done something, but they decide to spike the ball, and Ben Friel's field goal is good. So he gets the field goal, and it's now 34-6 with 8.9 left to go here before halftime. So did you agree with Lozano spiking it there on 3rd down?
It was more of a situation where I think Coach Bless absolutely needed to come away with points, and if they decided to run a play right there, there are so many things that could have gone wrong and caused they have to run out without them getting a chance to score. So I think it's the lesser of two evils in that sense. However, at this point in the game, I think that maybe you would go for it because you have nothing to lose at this point. But again, I understand where Coach Bless is coming from.
As again, Southport just has 2 timeouts remaining with 8.9 seconds. I don't expect Southport, though, to use their timeouts. As Friel's going to kick it from the 40, it's going to be a low drive to the 20. And here is number 10, and this will get to the 40. And it's going to be Southport ball with 2.3 left to go. Do you expect Eddie shot?
They're gonna nail this down. They get the ball to start the second half, so there's no real need, and they're up 34-6. There's no real need to take a shot here.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 at the 40. Their own 40 shot's going to go under center, and they are going to kneel here. As he just takes the knee, and that will do it for the first half. So as we look at the highlights here, this is the opening kick, and just nobody picks it up, and Southport recovers. That sets up Eddie's shot getting blindsided. And then here is shot with more pressure, and he's going to find Ryan Lazan inside the 5-yard line. And then Jalen Caldwell with one of his 2 touchdown runs. Here is Rosano, the freshman, finds Jenkins over the middle. And then the Ball State recruit, Eddie Schott, blindsides, loses the ball, and Caldwell brought down inside their own 5-yard line. And then here is Hightink, and Stephen Pagel goes, hey, look what I got. I'm just going to take it to the house and for the defensive touchdown. And there is Schott going down the field to Kobe Davis. And then Schott just continues, finds Lucas Willoughby over the top for his 2nd touchdown. And Xavier Trueblood runs it down near the 10 as we're at halftime. Southport in control, 34-6 on Smithville Sports. As we welcome you back to Dennis O. Martin Memorial Field here at Bloomington High School North, Bloomington, Indiana. It is halftime. Southport leads Bloomington North 34-6, the final week of the regular season here in the state of Indiana. Glad you could join us for North Cougar football here on Smithville Sports. I am Nick Jenkinson alongside Quinn Saturday, and so far, Quinn, Ben Friel has 2 field goals for Bloomington North. Eddie Schott, the Ball State recruit quarterback for Southport, unofficially, I have him 8 for 12 for 256 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he has lived up to what we expected coming into this matchup.
Yeah, the only real negative plays that have happened to him have had more to do with his offensive line not protecting his blind side. That's something that should be fixed when you move on to the college level and have college level offensive linemen. But then again, even those were just a couple of plays. Otherwise, the offensive line has done a really good job of protecting him, and he hasn't set the field aflame with flash, but he has shown off his arm in this game, and with some very beautiful and diverse passing. He's not just a one-trick pony. He can make almost every single throw possible.
Yeah, he's done an incredible job. He's got incredible arm strength, and as I recall, last year when we had this game, he did the same thing. He threw the ball all over the place and all over the field, and just tore up this North defense apart last season. Lazan, just 2 catches, but 117 yards. They came early when he scored when he had a 36-yarder on the 3rd play of the game, and then about 3 plays later hit one on an 81. So it's just Lazan with 117 yards. Davis 6 scree catches for 64 yards. Lucas Willoughby 3 catches, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Caldwell 2 touchdowns, but 7 carries for just 11 yards so far for Caldwell. So, I mean, the North, while the scoreboard's lopsided, North's defense has shown up at times. They were able to on back-to-back drives, make Southport punt.
Yeah, I mean, and you can definitely tell that Southport knows that they're facing a different North team than the last 2 seasons, as things have been a lot more difficult. I mentioned that I had 4 incompletions last season and 5 incompletions the year before. He has 4 at this half right now. They've been making him work for all of his throws. And like I said, have even gotten a couple of sacks on him, or have broken up some pass plays. They have quite a lot to be proud of in that half. The problem is, and why the score is so lopsided, is that North has not been able to take advantage of any of the mistakes that Southport has had.
No, they have not been able to take advantage. In fact, Stephen Pagel had a scoop and score for a touchdown for Southport on defense. So the second half getting ready to start here. We'll take a look at a couple of news and notes here from around the area. Of course, we talked about the sectional starting next week. Madison at Edgewood. 8th year in a row, Edgewood has hosted a first-round game looking for their first sectional win since 2014. You have East Central at Franklin County, Jennings County at South Dearborn. Edgewood-Madison winner will play the winner of Silver Creek at Scottsburg. Silver Creek 5-3, Scottsburg 1-7. East Central, one of the top teams in 4A. So if Edgewood could get to that sectional championship game, they would meet up with East Central. East Central knocked them off last year in the first round. But Edgewood, of course, playing in the third place game of the crossover championship at Greencastle tonight. They are losing right now to the Tiger Cubs. Championship game is Indian Creek at Northview. Indian Creek, 3rd straight championship appearance in their 3rd year. 15-0 in the WIC East all time. Lost to Sullivan both the last 2 years. Northview won the title in 2015. 5th place, Cascade at Sullivan. 7th place, Cloverdale at North Putnam. 9th place, Brown County at West Vigo. 11th place is Owen Valley at South Putnam. Got to mention Levon Bellamy for Edgewood, 1,240 yards rushing. Just the third running back in recent memory to go over 1,000 yards in the season. Last time, Luke Arnold, 1,170 yards in 2005. Josh Collier, 1,591 yards, 25 TDs in 2008. Before that, Jamel Roberts in 1998. And then the all-time single-season record at Edgewood, Robert Boltinghouse in 1997, 2,218 yards. Bellamy, also last week, 14 carries, 264 yards, and 3 TDs. And he's had, again, we've enjoyed the 3 games that we've gotten to see him play this season for the Edgewood Mustangs. The first game we saw, he struggled against Northview, but then lit it up against Owen Valley and Cascade.
Yeah, some of the rushing averages that he's had this season are borderline ridiculous.
Yeah, he's a move-in from Iowa, just here for one season, but he's made a major impact for the Edgewood Mustangs with Brian Rosenberg. Bloomington, of course, North will be off next week. Franklin and Whiteland open up their sectional 14. Franklin 2-6, Whiteland 6-2. Bloomington South will face that winner, and then Bloomington North 2-6 at Martinsville. The last 3 years it's been North and South in the sectional. South has won all 3. North looking for their first sectional win since 2013. Number 1 teams in each class: 6A Warren Central, 5A New Palestine, 4A Northview, 3A Evansville Memorial, 2A Western Boone, and 1A Pioneer. So as we get toward the start here of the second half, we want to thank our crew for braving the elements tonight and all season, doing a great job. I know it's a cold one tonight for all of them, and we appreciate everything that they do. We've got Nate Alarcon, Catherine Jankowski on the cameras up top. Clemente Torrado, Ethan Tashida on the field cameras. Rob Ramsey, Nadir Noonan, and Annette Bruner in the truck, and we thank them for everything that they do and all season as we get ready to move on to basketball here in a couple weeks, Quinn. So we go from the football field to the hardwood here soon, kicking off with some girls basketball. So it's an exciting time, and looking forward to bringing you Bloomington North and Edgewood basketball all winter long. So as we get ready for the third quarter of play, glad you could join us as you see the Southport Cardinals sideline again, looking to go to 9 straight wins against Bloomington North and make it 9 out of 10, the last 10 here against the Cougars.
Do not be surprised if North goes for an onside kick to try to even out what happened at the beginning of the game.
As they will not, they're going to kick it deep, and he's going to push him back, and he's going to come out. Jalen Caldwell, and he's going to get great blockage, and Caldwell is still going to midfield and past midfield. So going to give Eddie Schott great field position to start this second half.
Usually that is never a good idea to take it out of the end zone, but with great blocking and a little bit of shiftiness, he was able to take it all the way up to midfield.
So this will put them at the 47 in Bloomington North territory. And Eddie Schott, the Ball State recruit, will open up with 4 wide receivers and Caldwell in the back. And this will be Caldwell. He'll get a couple yards, bring a second down.
You mentioned, though, that even though Caldwell has had 2 touchdowns, he hasn't been very successful on the ground. So I expect, especially being so high up right now in the start of the second half, to see a lot of run here.
No yardage for Caldwell, second down. Shot in the shotgun. This will be Caldwell, and this time he gets past the 40 and past the first down marker, down past the 35.
And we may see a lot more running than we're used to here, because you mentioned Caldwell had 2 really good games coming into here, and they would like to continue that momentum going into sectionals. So giving him plenty of yards here in the second half will likely be a key for Southport.
And then it's going to be a false start on Southport as one of the receivers took off before the ball was snapped. Back him up 5 yards. As you mentioned, Caldwell, the last 2 weeks, 175 yards against Terre Haute North and then 179 against Terre Haute South last week. This will be Caldwell up the middle, and he gets past the 30-yard line. Again, Southport will also be off next week. They open up 6A sectional play against undefeated Brownsburg. And then on the other side of the bracket, Perry Meridian 1-7, Avon 6-2.
Yeah, against a very, very good Brownsburg team, they're going to need a balanced offense.
This is Schott going to roll. He's going to finally throw it. And it's a tipped, kind of a tipped, and then he caught it. And that is Lucas Willoughby.
That was excellent awareness of the line of scrimmage, and again, just like in the first half, showing that he can be a very accurate passer on the run, something that not a lot of quarterbacks are able to do.
That's a 25-yard pass play. It's going to put them at the 5. So the Cardinals move the chains as it is still raining here at Bloomington North. Now Schott, 4 receivers.
I expect a draw play.
And he's going to throw it, and it is tipped up, batted down, incomplete.
But what do I know?
Everybody, all the linemen that were nearby in the trenches were just frantically
Well,
looking around for the football. But
I think what you were thinking was they were just going to give it to Caldwell and he was going to go in for his third score, but that was not the case. Second and goal here at the 5, and then it's a false start on the Cardinals. Again, we saw this in the first half where the Cardinals had several penalties to start the game. Going to back them. Second goal
the
at
Cardinals
10.
have had a lot of penalties, but they basically negated them by being able to overcome them. They haven't let the penalties deter them.
Second and goal at the 10. Shot, pressure. He's going to find Lazan, and it is broken up by Ben Friel. He had Lazan in the corner, and Ben Friel was able to get to that ball and break it up.
The pass was a little short. I would have liked it a little bit thrown just a little bit farther up ahead, but still, that was an excellent breakup by Ben Friel.
Third and goal at the 10. Third down and goal now. Play clock at 20. Dropping. 9:41 to go third quarter. 34-6.
Play clock down to 10. It's been like this all night. And it's going to be shot over the middle, batted down again, incomplete.
Fourth down coming up. That defensive line holds in strong.
So this is going to be a 4th and goal for Southport. Noah Ponce with the stop.
That was a very interesting possession, and it's kind of weird that they got there by running the ball, but then the offense stalled when they started going into the air.
Cockrell is going to try to kick it, and it is up. No good. So a missed field goal for Southport, and Bloomington North gets a stop here in the second half. Stops the Cardinals on that first drive in the second half.
And right now, North is in a situation where they need to score on every single possession that they have to get back into this game. And that was a huge, no doubt, that was a huge stop. But the defense has proven that it has been able to get stops. The offense now needs to show that they can get into the end zone.
First and 10 at the 20. Lozano screen pass to Jenkins. He gets a block to the past the 30-yard line near the first down marker. And he will get the first down. They will move the chains.
We talked about it last time against New Albany, how he came out in the second half. We'll see if they, again, rely on Jenkins here in the second half.
And that will be Xavier Trueblood with the carry. Second and 7. That's a gain of 3 for Xavier Trueblood. Ball at the 35. Lozano, the freshman, 13 completions in the first half. Jenkins in motion. Lozano going to throw the screen pass to Trueblood, and he gets out near the 40.
He's going to be around the 40-yard line, depending on the spot.
I don't look for Lozano to really take a lot of shots upfield. As you mentioned, Quinn, the screen passing game has worked so far.
Yeah. Though I do feel that on the other side of the field, he would have found a wide open Nathan Jenkins, though.
It's a 3rd and 2 at the 40. So far, 17 yards on 2 completions for Lozano on this drive. And that goes to Trueblood, and that goes nowhere. As Neil Boatwright, number 9, with the stop for Southport. We'll bring up a 4th and 5 at the 32.
They're going to run the football, which a lot of teams do, but you got to maybe sometimes throw a pass in there to keep off guard. Southport definitely not off guard there. They had
4th down and 5 from their own 32-yard line. Ben Friel comes in.
So Friel It's going to kick it away. It's going to take a bounce and go down at the 29. So Southport will take over 1st and 10 at the 29.
And like I mentioned during our halftime analysis, the big thing is that North has just not been able to take advantage. They had an excellent stop right there, didn't allow Southport to score any points, and then they followed it up with a 3-and-out.
And the Cardinals start in their own territory for the 6th time tonight. This will be to Jalen Caldwell on the carry. I have a feeling you're going to see more of the ground game here in the second half for Southport with the score at 34-6. 2nd and 11, loss of 1.
Making a nice play in the back. When he's been able to play, he's been
play clock at 20.
this season. 11 now 12.
3 at the top, 3 receivers at the top. Shot's going to roll. He's going to go deep. Got a man. And Willoughby just couldn't hold on. Willoughby could not hold on and incomplete.
That was an excellent pass down the field. Just great job by the Cougar defense to be able to defend it.
So 3rd down here, as you mentioned, a big opportunity for Bloomington North. And this is the screen pass, and they're not going to stop him as he gets the 1st down, as that is Kobe Davis on the screen pass from Shot. So
that was a byproduct of the stretch him out, force the defense to have to fall back and then go underneath. Excellent play call.
As Shot, play clock at 20. It's going to go to Caldwell. He gets out to the 45-yard line. Brings up a 2nd and 5 at the 45, gain of 5.
Holding on for dear life there, just trying to wait for some help.
I think you see the game plan for Southport at this point. They're going to still take shots down the field, but they're also going to chew up this clock with Caldwell running it. And there goes Caldwell. He's going to get past the 1st down marker, and Southport's going to keep this drive going.
And like I said, this is basically all in preparation for that sectional game 2 weeks from now. They want to be able to get the ground game going again like they were in the previous 2 games.
It's Caldwell back-to-back 100-yard games, and he's going to get the call again, and this time he gets stuffed by Trey Candelaria, number 23. So no gain for Caldwell. Bring up a 2nd down. Shot in the shotgun. And it will be to Caldwell, and he's going to get past the 40-yard line. Not enough for the 1st down. We'll bring up a 3rd down. Again, a reminder that this game brought to you by McCrae and McCrae Law Firm, serving Monroe County since 1947. McCrae and McCrae Law Firm. And now flags will fly.
Again, that snap count.
That is on the Cougars. Now we'll move the chains and give Southport the 1st down.
So that's 8 penalties that have happened.
That's the 3rd time now that they've been that Shot's been able to draw the defensive line offsides with a hard count.
And that is something Scott Bless will get onto his team about after this game. Caldwell gets stuffed and he gets past the 35. Caldwell had to make the second effort to get past the 35, but they're going to say no gain. They've done a pretty good job of containing Caldwell at this point. I know he scored 2 touchdowns
9 runs
early on.
so far in the second half.
I would say about 70% of the time they will.
And this is the screen pass to shot to Kobe Davis past the 30-yard line.
29-yard line where he goes down, so that'll be a 6-yard gain on bubble screen to the outside. Clock continues to move. It'll go inside of 4 minutes.
That's a screen pass.
Third down coming.
Be a 3rd and 4, so gain of 6 at the 29. This is shot, and he gets an in and out of the hands,
Pretty clean hit that time again from the
and he gets blindsided.
Yeah, I get, like I said, it's been the one downside is that the blocking on the blind side has been hit or miss. And that almost turned into an interception as he was trying to throw it back to Caldwell, but then threw it right into the defensive tackle's stomach.
And that was Charlie Bless that he threw it right into, that he couldn't hold on to it.
With 3:49 to go here.
Play clock at 12, shot getting the call from the sidelines, now down to 10. Down to 5. He's going to take the shot, going to go to Willoughby, and it was just a jump ball too high, and it's going to go turnover on downs.
Yeah, immediately as soon as he threw it, you could tell that it kind of slipped out of his hands as he was throwing it. Like I said, the rain, not very noticeable, but it is still in effect. And this is kind of the first time that we've actually seen it affect shot in this game, as that ball did not come out like he planned.
First time that Southport has turned it over on downs in this game tonight. So a big stop for Bloomington North. 2 drives, 2 stops for the Cougars against the Cardinals. And Aaron Steinfeld's pass reception from Lozano. That will be a 2nd and 2 at the 37, gain of 8. Just approaching 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Trueblood with the short gain. Will now bring up a 3rd down.
3rd down and 2.
3 carries for no yards.
So automatically North kind of playing with a sense of urgency here, down 34-6. As this is a fast-moving 3rd quarter.
Jenkins and Laughlin, 2 intended targets, move off to the outside on the left.
As Lozano incomplete.
Yeah, the safety blitz immediately caught him off guard, and he kind of forced him to throw right away. That was just a great defensive play call, knowing that it was probably going to be a play-action pass and basically try to make him panic.
Intended for Michael Barron. Now it's a 4th and 2 for the Cougars. And they're going to go for it. As Lozano. Now he's got to take it off and run. Get rid of it. There's a flag midfield. But they're going to say picked off out of bounds, and now a late flag.
Oh, and that was towards the sideline too. That if there was any penalty that could have possibly extended this drive, I think it just got negated.
And it's a flag for the sidelines, which was right at Coach Bless, because the official was saying something, but also a flag there at the 40, at the 46. So we'll see what the officials decide here.
After the play, which my guess is what caused the second group of
So 2 flags
watch him.
So yeah, defensive holding.
Oh, they're going to be two penalties against.
Oh, it's
Southport.
also going to be
That's
against.
going to move the chains for
Oh,
Bloomington North. And they're gonna
they
keep
threw it at the sideline, so I thought that it was maybe going to be against the sideline, but it looks like there might have been.
One was pass interference and one maybe taunting.
And then there was a taunting pen. Looks like there was.
So that's going to move to keep the drive alive. 2 penalties on Southport.
I'm gonna write down it was a 15.
And that is going to
15 from the spot.
go down to the 38-yard line.
Southport, so a big penalty.
So the Cougars in Cardinal territory at the 38 and a fresh set of downs for Bloomington North.
Defensive hold in there as well. I think that was the other penalty. Either way, first down and 10 from
First and
38
10,
yard line down to
approaching 2.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 3.
6 Southport.
Lozano
Lozano will throw
throws it
too
to
high.
Lothman and threw it too high out of bounds.
That's been a reoccurring thing for Lozano is he has been missing receivers high quite a bit in this game. I don't know if, like I mentioned with Schott in that one pass, if that has to do with maybe not getting a proper grip on the ball, but that has been a consistent thing that we just haven't really seen from him this season, but has happened quite a bit in this game.
Lozano, I think, is throwing the ball a lot more tonight than we've seen in the past as well.
Do a little bit of work before I can take
And
off.
here comes Lozano. He's going to go for Jenkins. Jenkins in double coverage, and he can't catch it.
Right through his hands. That was a beautiful pass. I was just talking about how Lozano was overthrowing quite a few of his passes. That one was pitch perfect, right to Jenkins, but he just went right through
Broke
his hands.
double coverage, too. So he will definitely
Opening kick and
regret that one.
Still says
3rd and 10
not cold enough yet. That's
for the Cougars.
2:26. That's what's left in this third quarter.
Lozano shotgun.
38-yard line.
And a
Southport
quick
sets
hitter
the
to
pressure.
Steinfeld,
Pass Steinfeld.
and he gets down near the 25.
We saw this in our first game with Bloomington North this season, but there already seems to be a really good chemistry right now with Lozano and Steinfeld.
Lozano, just a freshman, has got a lot of underclassmen. I mean, there is definitely a
First down.
future here for the Cougars. High tank, and he's going to get out near to the 10-yard line. So good run for High tank.
I believe that's his first run since the fumble, too, so great job with his first opportunity after the mistake.
And that is going to be a gain of 17 for High tank. First and 10. True Blood up the middle for the touchdown.
Couple of really nice plays consecutively for Bloomington.
Xavier Trueblood with a 10-yard touchdown run.
And North picks up their first touchdown.
And it's the first touchdown of the game for the
On
Cougars.
the field, it's 34-12.
I really like the up-tempo. Like, that's something that I was expecting more from North coming in the second half, but then was an up-tempo offense, but they kind of just played like laid back. But as that drive kept going along, as we have a misfit,
Odd snap, and
Throw out of it.
it is
Mishandled Ben Friel.
mishandled by Ben Friel, so it is no good.
Point after is no good.
And it is 34-12 with a minute 52 left here in quarter number 3.
but yeah,
Long snap.
the
Some issues for both sides here in this ball.
I liked how they went up tempo, kind of catch them off guard, especially since they were they were playing this half very laid back. But as they started realizing that they had something going, they kept going faster and faster and not letting the defense for the Cardinals reset.
So a timeout on the field.
As Ben Friel is down on the field,
On our broadcast, we're back in 30
and now
seconds
he
on the
is
scoreboard. It reads Southport 34,
sitting up.
Bloomington North 12.
Friel, who had been the signal caller for the last 3 years, suffered a foot injury in the offseason. Looks like he's going to be helped off the field here. It's Friel, the senior, and he's going to get the training staff there. Gets Friel Luckily, he walks off under his own power. So a minute 52 here to go in the third quarter. 34-12, the Cardinals lead.
We are ready to get back underway. Minute 52 to go, third quarter. Southport still up by.
Looks like there's a light mist now here at Bloomington North. Of course, what was temperatures in the 80s have gone down a couple days ago, have now gone down to the 40s. So fall has set in here in south central Indiana. Kyle Trilling is going to kick this. Onside kick. And I think Bloomington North's going to get this. That good. Recovered it at the 45. And Bloomington North's going to get this back.
They really threaded the needle on that one. That one was about to go out of bounds. That was a pitch-perfect catch right before falling out of bounds. I was a little worried about that, but just an excellent job by Zach Good to be able to get to it in time.
Kyle Trilling with the onside kick. He's going to put the ball at the Cardinal 44-yard line. Now Bloomington North trying to just get a little momentum here, down by 22. Here's Lozano going deep. Jenkins double coverage, and he can't hang on to it.
Yeah, he was getting bumped. He was getting elbowed and bumped there and fell down and still nearly caught it.
And slow to get up. Now he gets up. But we've seen that twice now where Jenkins in double coverage almost comes away with that catch.
And you can definitely tell that they are respecting Jenkins' ability by double covering him.
There is a screen pass to Jenkins, and he gets past the 40-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down marker, brings up a third down.
One official stops play here.
And officials have put the ball at the 38.
He puts it down to the 38 now. Now it appears gain of 6 yards on the pass.
So ball at the
Jenkins been really good today. That's now 8
38.
for 81 yards.
Gain of 6.
And a grab.
Came in with 26 grabs in 8 weeks. So
Lozano shotgun.
Receiving totals there under inside of a minute.
Gonna look over the middle, and it's just over the head of Jack Recker, number 18. So decision time for the Cougars with a fourth down here, less than a minute to go in quarter number 3.
He's a big play guy, averages almost 15 yards per catch.
This is where I think they go back to the screen pass to Jenkins.
Yeah, Jenkins has been one of those guys, been able to make the big plays all season.
Jenkins is in the slot at the bottom of the screen.
Steinfeld at the top. And it's going to go to Loffman, and he gets past the 30, and he's going to get the first down. So Cade Loffman gets the first down and keeps this drive alive for the Cougars.
And it seems the defense also thought Jenkins was going to be it, so when Jenkins literally took the entire secondary on the right side with him, it left Cade Loffman wide open for an easy first down.
Put the ball at the 27. That's going to be Xavier Trueblood with the carry. Clock continues to run. And I think that Bloomington North may get this play off with about 10 seconds to go. They will get it off, and it's going to be High Tink, and he's going to get out of bounds near the 15. But that is going to be the end of the third quarter, as that will be the end of the third quarter. Southport 34, North 12. Fourth quarter coming up next on Smithville Sports.
Life's busy and you can't be everywhere at once. Or can you? Smithville Security is proud to offer the brand new Honeywell Lyric controller. With a Lyric package from Smithville Security, you can monitor threats from burglaries, fire, flood, and check on your home with our HD cameras, and also control lights, locks, garage doors, and thermostats from anywhere with the Total Connect app. Now you're in control with Smithville Security. Smart, safe, simple, Smithville. For more information, visit smithvillesecurity.com.
As we welcome you back to Dennis O. Martin Memorial Field here at Bloomington High School North. Bloomington, Indiana, fourth quarter, about to get underway. Southport leading Bloomington North 34-12. Glad you could join us for the final regular season football game and our final football broadcast of the season. I am Nick Jenkinson alongside Quinn Saturday. And Quinn, even though Southport has controlled most of this game, North gained a little bit of momentum there with that Xavier Trueblood touchdown in the third quarter.
And not just that, but then also the successful onside kick right now. If they're able to score here, it becomes a two-possession game. Somehow they can keep this game alive, and they still have all three timeouts.
So they do give Hightink the first down at the 17. As Lozano going to throw to the end zone, and it is too high, intended for Loffman.
That one, over the overthrown passes, I think that one was intentional just because he was covered so well that he just basically threw it away.
And it is a 2nd and 10 now. He just had to get under us. But I'll tell you what, Lozano has really, has still all season been very composed for a freshman. And we got 3 more years of him in a Bloomington North uniform. There is Hightink. And he gets inside the 15, down near the 10. So they're going to give him a gain of 4. 3rd and 6 at the 13. And Bloomington North, here in the second half, Quinn, they've been able to make the long drives so far. Yes, the punt, then the Trueblood touchdown, and now they're knocking on the door again. Here at the 13, Lozano picks the ball up, goes to the corner, and it is caught. Touchdown with Aaron Steinfeld on the touchdown pass.
That was an amazing corner throw to Steinfeld. Like I said, they already have a chemistry right now, and we're going to get at least 2 more years of that, Steinfeld being a sophomore. That is going to become a very dangerous play for North going forward. But right there, excellent job on the touchdown throw.
It's going to cut it down to 14, going for 2. Jenkins, halfback pass to Lozano for the 2-point conversion.
And
how about that?
You gotta empty the playbook right now, and right now it is a 2-possession game.
Has a version of the Philly special.
11-17 to go here in the fourth quarter, and it is now just a 2-touchdown game.
And this is going to be very interesting for Southport because they're going to have to shift gears. They practically went into the second half already assuming the game was won and not having to worry about it. Now they're going to have to shift gears into an offense that needs to simultaneously run out the clock and also move the ball forward so that they can score a touchdown. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they
As you can see, the Bloomington North sideline amped up now, down by 2 touchdowns. When we saw this a couple weeks ago against New Albany, where New Albany controlled the first half, and then Bloomington North came back and won that game in the second half. As time 11-17 to go, not over yet.
But I do want to say that regardless of what happens, because this is still a very tall order to ask, North has to be very proud of how they have played in the second half.
Well, they have not given up. That is for sure. They're going to kick it deep this time. They're going to catch it at the 26. So Jordan Tweedy is going to fair catch it at the 26, and this will bring Eddie Schott back out on the field. But Schott hasn't been out there for a while, so we'll see.
And that also means the defense hasn't been, so they're probably very rested up at this point.
So we will see how Eddie Schott responds here.
We'll see if they continue running or passing.
They're going to pass it, and it's going to be complete to Kobe Davis, and he gets tripped up about the 30-yard line on the screen pass. Charlie Bless with the stop. 2nd and 5 at the 31.
That had potential to go all the way.
2 touchdown passes so far for Schott in this game. Again, headed to Ball State next year to play for the Cardinals. He's going to go to the sidelines, and that is Lazan near the first down marker.
It looks like they're going to give it to him.
And they are going to give it to Lazan.
This is something that North couldn't do in that first
So right now you see Schott just being being conservative with those 2 screen passes. 1st and 10 at the 36. Gain of 5. Both teams with 3 timeouts. Play clock down to 12.
I don't blame them, though. Even though they are trying to run out the clock and get the ball moving, they know that their passing game is their strength. And so
Here comes Lazan. Here comes Schott, and he gets got to roll away and gets knocked down on a loss of 1. 2nd and 11 at the 35. As Eddie Schott gets a minus. Sacked. His 3rd sack, Caldwell, and he gets Hunter Rodenball with the stop, no gain, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, that seemed a little. I'm a little questionable about that gameplay. But right now, we got a huge 3rd down, and the crowd is into it right now.
And it's going to be a timeout on Bloomington North. You saw Ben Friel try to get to the sidelines. I think they were going to get called for a penalty if they didn't get their guys off the field. So Scott Bless calls a timeout.
And that's really, really crucial because to that point, North had kept all 3 timeouts and didn't need to use them. Now they only have 2, so the idea of forcing a 3 and out after another score is no longer on the table, meaning that they will have to most likely go for the onside kick if they do somehow make this a 1-score game.
As it's again, we're at a 3rd and 11 here, 9:19 to go here in the 4th quarter. Both these teams off next week, as they got the byes in their respective sectional. Of course, Class 6A, all of Class 6A is actually off next week. There's only 32 schools in 6A, 37 in 5A, so most of those teams will be off next week. Everybody else in action. 3rd and 11 at the 35. Shotgun, pressure, and it's in and out of the hands of Lazan. Brings up 4th down.
And there was an all-out safety blitz, and give credit to him for being able to get the ball out with how fast those safeties were going. He was backpedaling for his life.
And Lazan had the first down.
Lazan had the first down, just went right through his hands.
So now it's going to be another stop for Bloomington North. And they're coming up again as Rosinski tried to block it, but this is going to get a big bounce inside the 10, right to the 5-yard line.
The punting in this game has been phenomenal.
Has been phenomenal. And now Bloomington North is going to have to go 95 yards to get to the to get to the end zone.
It's incredible how
So 9:02 to go here in the fourth quarter.
that punt right there just sucks
Southport leading by 14.
to north. Yes, they have
Game is not over yet.
And they have a chance here. They got to go 95 yards and
pretty quick.
Lozano
you're under center on first
is
down.
going under center.
And they're going to hand it off.
Here comes the sweep to Jenkins. He's going to get to the edge, and he's going to get past the 10-yard line and going to stay in bounds. But there is a flag.
That's exactly what it is. Back judge.
Could be a holding. Was it in the end zone, though? No, it was not in the end zone. That would have
I'm gonna
been really bad.
yards.
Going to be a half the distance penalty.
Offensive set that time, sending a jet sweep for
It was a healthy
Jenkins.
game too.
yeah,
To
it was
give
gain
you
of
some
6 or,
breathing
yeah,
room.
that was a gain
And
of 6 or 7 on the ground, but
looks like they spot this at the 1. So first and 14 at the 1.
Half the distance from the spot.
yeah.
First
Go
and
first down, but a first down and 14, and now you got to go.
so a 4-yard penalty. So 99 yards now you got to work with.
Getting your way.
And this a final 8:40.
You got to watch holding here too. That's always noteworthy.
8:45.
Because you're going to try and throw it.
Lozano
They loft it up
gets
for
it to
Steinfeld.
Steinfeld. First down and more, and he gets out near the 40-yard line, and they move the chains. How about that from the freshman?
That was an amazing throw, and the post route was just run perfectly by Steinfeld. Steinfeld has really reasserted himself as the go-to outside receiver for Lozano, as that was a clutch reception.
First and 10 at the 38.
Off up the middle to High Tink.
High Tink,
Buried near the line of scrimmage. The 40-yard line where they'll mark it.
and that brings up a second down.
Doesn't do too much for you. I like the option to mix it up a little bit, but
Keeps the clock
Gain of 2, up to the 40.
without a whole lot of game.
so they quickly move back down to 8 minutes to go.
Lozano
Second down and 8. Lozano again will
gets
hand
it to
off
High
Tink.
Tink,
This
and
time
he
they
gets
one.
stuffed at the 40.
It's going to become 3rd and 7.
So a 3rd and 7, gain of 1.
I understand the run on first down, but the run on that second down, little conflicted about that one. But it is 4-down territory, so I guess trying to get as many yards as possible.
Score a lot of points against this Southport.
Lozano
offense.
was
You gotta try and make some
going under center. Now he's back to shotgun. He gets the call.
Oh, no, he's back out to the shotgun. A lot of time on the play clock. This
Play
is big
clock
3rd down
at
and 7,
15.
certainly You're going to go for on 4th down. Drops
And
back,
he's going to
looks
throw
his
it,
right, the ball's
and it's
tipped
just
into the
tipped, and it's
secondary and knocked down on the play.
intended for Xavier Trueblood.
Beautiful play there 'cause he was
Yeah,
open.
Trueblood ran a great route, but that was just a excellent job to just stand right in the way of it. And it looks like they are going to punt. I thought they were going to be able to go for it, which makes the run on second down seem a little weird if they're going to punt it here.
But
Friel going to punt. They're getting the
But
guy.
also don't forget Ben Friel.
Well, penalties
And
have
now
come out.
there's a flag.
I think they got caught with too many on the field.
unhappy.
Yeah.
Looks like
It's going to be a flag on Bloomington North.
They tried to bring somebody on late.
I think they were trying to get someone off the field late, and they got caught.
Pleading that he wasn't in the huddle. Now, either way, if they're punting, I'm not all sure that matters that much. Still a little surprised they're punting.
Yeah, I am too.
So it's going to
Inconsistent,
back them up
impressive.
5.
And I think if you're trying to win this game, which they've put themselves in a position to do that, I think they kind of had to go for it.
Snap bounces
there
towards
is
Ben
Friel.
Scoops it up clean, and then will
Going to take a
bounces at the
good
35.
bounce.
Here comes the punter-friendly roll.
And it's going to
inside
get
the
to about the
22-yard
22-yard line.
The home of the
You-
friendly roll.
you know how in some golf courses you have you have like the friendly greens that are kind of like putter friendly and that kind of stuff. This is what it's the equivalent for the punter here.
Winning goal was
It's just always rolling forward.
to beat
So it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 22.
And now that one timeout that they used is really huge.
Southport has all 3. Bloomington North has 2 left. Here is Caldwell. And he gets to the 25. So bring a 2nd and 7 at the 25.
5 more yards made it 4th and 12. I go back to that 4th and 7.
And clock is important here.
Give it back into the hands of this offense. Down 14.
Shot's going to get the call from the sidelines.
Run defense has been really good. Been really good tonight.
You have trips top of the screen.
It was 34-6 at halftime.
Shot going to have to take off, and he's going to get a yard or 2 as they collapse the pocket.
Yeah, it's been absolutely incredible that this offense had put up 34 points, well, 27 because one came from it. The defense has been fully contained here.
Yeah, hasn't scored at all here in the second half.
Granted, one of those drives was a missed field goal, but they were also 2 yards away from the end zone and weren't able to punch it in.
As 3rd and 6. Shot. It is eligible, and a lineman. Joe Acker, 78. Flags are going to fly.
I mean, that was a great catch. I mean, maybe you have a lot of seniors. Maybe bring them in at tight end next year, because I mean that was a good
6'2",
catch.
250 sophomore, not eligible.
Excuse me for laughing, but I've never seen that.
Hell, he had no idea what to do with it.
No, he caught it and stood there for a second, like, where am I supposed to
Officials,
go?
as you see the officials discussing this, are like, wait a minute, he's
I
not.
don't even want to run because I know
Yeah.
this is a flag. That was interesting.
Yeah, they call that as an illegal,
He got the first down.
legal touching.
So,
The thing is that, yeah, it is a loss of down penalty because
that would have actually been a killer if it wasn't a loss of down.
if that wasn't it's very important that's a loss of down because if it wasn't, that literally would have been like a saving grace.
Now it's a 4th and 6 at the 26. So again, they stop the drive. They're going to punt. Jenkins is back there,
Discombobulated North squad
as well as Barron for the Cougars.
4th down at about 11 or so as the snap is clean.
Lazan, he does finally get it off, and it goes out of bounds, and Bloomington North is going to get great field position.
And I also want to just mention that the football doesn't even need to be on the field. Even when it's on the track, it's still having a punter-friendly role.
Yeah, Arden Lazan has made a lot of great punts tonight, both Friel and Lazan.
That's going to be a really good field position for North.
I think we need to go apologize to Coach Bless because his plan is working.
And
And the Cougars are going to be in Southport territory here.
I don't question the punt by Coach Scott Bless on the last drive. I question the 2nd down run and then punting it afterwards because that's inconsistent. But give him credit. He trusted his defense.
1st and 10 at the 35, and it's incomplete, intended for Loffman.
But yeah, got to give him a lot of credit for trusting his defense. The defense does deliver in that scenario. But now we're at 5:30 and some change, and they got to score 2 touchdowns.
But credit Bloomington North for coming back here in the second half, making it a 2-touchdown game.
15 on the play clock. North still
Play clock at 15. Now at 12, they've got to hurry a little bit.
Southport 35-yard line,
And now it's going to be a timeout. That is going to be against Bloomington North, so they've got 1 left.
Yeah, I do not like the fact that they have had to use 2 crucial timeouts for personnel reasons instead of for stopping the clock.
Well, while we have a minute here, we'd like to thank our crew, the hardworking women and men behind the scenes. You have Nate Alarcon, Catherine Jankowski on top of the press box tonight. Clemente Torrado and Ethan Tashida on the field, Nadir Noon, Annette Bruner, and Rob Ramsey in the truck. Thank you all for everything that you do tonight, braving the elements, and everything that you've done all season as we get ready to go from football to girls basketball here in a couple weeks.
But the fact that they have an option to climb.
2nd and 10 for the Cougars.
Three receivers, shotgun snap.
Lozano going to take the shot to Loftman, and it is incomplete.
It probably was for the best that ended up being incomplete, because all that would have been was just more seconds off the clock.
So a 3rd and 10, and that stops the clock at here, just under 5.5 to go.
Which is something that I think we were a little critical of to begin the game, or to begin the half, but now it makes a little more sense.
2 receivers, bottom of the screen.
Left in this ball game, a 3rd and 10, and they're going to run.
And there is Xavier Trueblood with the first down. And he gets inside the 20 to the 15-yard line.
Xavier Trueblood in this game has twice as many yards rushing as he did coming into this game.
He has really come to play in this game tonight. It's been a big difference for Bloomington North. Gets the 21-yard pickup and gets him to the 14-yard line. Approaching 5 minutes. High Tink up the middle to the 5-yard line.
5 goes down. They mark him at the 6. A gain of 8.
And it will be a 2nd down and 2 at the 6.
Gotta push it in here.
Cougars knocking on the door. High Tink, and he's going to get stuffed.
Stopped at the 5, a gain of 1. He's going to be about a yard shy, I believe, of the
So
first
it's going
down.
to bring up a 3rd down. Gets a yard.
And this is where those timeouts really would have come in handy.
To a certain extent, because you're probably going to want
In Bloomington North, 1 timeout. Southport's got all 3.
Well, make sure you score.
Of note in this series, if you will.
Approaching 4 minutes to go. Lozano, and he just somehow gets into the end zone. Reese Lozano, how about that?
He just pulled a Houdini act. Literally went into a giant pile of people and then came out the other side completely untouched.
And it's a 1-score game here for Bloomington North. Reese Lozano, the freshman quarterback. How about, I mean, that was incredible trickeration. Friel's extra point is up and good. 34 to 27 left. 34 to 27. But how about this for Bloomington North? Down 34 to 3.
And like I said, I feel like Southport just turned on autopilot here in the second half, expecting North to roll over, and they were having a hard time trying to readjust. And the defense, the poor Cardinal defense, is gassed at this point. The defense isn't going to win the game for the Cardinals, isn't going to win this game for the Cardinals. It's the offense needing to run out the clock, because this defense right now is running on fumes.
And Eddie's shot has really been contained here in this second half. I mean, he's one of the top passers in the nation coming into. He's in the top 5 in passing in the nation coming into this game. And he has been contained here in the second half.
Now, what's going to be very interesting here is, do they go for the onside kick, or do they kick it forward? Because they go for the onside kick and they don't get it. They don't want to give them field goal position to possibly, the Cardinals field position to possibly make it a 2-score game.
So we got 4:04 to go here. What a way to close out the regular season.
Here we go. North's gotten 1 already here in this second half.
Friel. And he is going to go with the onside. There's the bounce. Lazan grabs it right there at the 49-yard line.
Converts for Southport.
And they're going to need, and like I said, this is going to definitely be.
Really? I missed that.
Recognize that.
So they're going to put it right there at midfield,
Back here, like the 40-yard line.
at the 50.
But the fact that he's out there on the field on the hands team.
I wonder if he, because of his size.
First and
just
10.
at that point, knock it out of
Eddie
bounds.
shot,
1
trips,
second came
top
off
of the
clock.
screen.
4:03 down 7 with 1
Screen
timeout.
pass.
Screen pass, and it
And
bounces in
and that's
low.
incomplete.
Yep, it skipped.
That's a timeout right there. You're bailing out North.
And
without
that is
having a
huge
timeout.
because I mentioned North's lack of timeouts. That just saved them one.
All day. That might be the first
Absolutely.
incomplete pass on that type of play.
Second and 10, midfield.
That's nearly backwards, too.
That's the first poor throw I think we've seen from Shot all day, noticeably.
Got
Second down
one,
and 10,
2 in the
midfield,
back.
34-27,
2
3:15
top of
to
the
go in this
screen.
ballgame. 4-man front. Again, they look for the screen.
He's going to the
This
screen
one's
pass,
completed.
complete to Kobe
And
Davis,
taken
and he
down
gets
a 5-yard
taken
gain
down
to
at the
45.
45.
The completion that time
So
to Kobe
clock
Davis.
keeps running. 3rd and 5 at the 45.
6-5-5-5. We didn't see that in the first half.
We saw 80-35.
Big play here
5 more yards.
3rd and 5
for the
45.
Cardinals.
Monster
Davis in
play
motion.
coming up for the North defense.
I was just about to say, why would
Play
they
clock
snap
at
the
20.
football with 20 seconds?
Lazan now in motion.
They lined it up. Look
Now
back
it's
at
trips
the
at the
sidelines,
bottom.
down to 12. Shot. He got the
And they're
defensive
going to
job.
they're going to catch the defense offside.
Fourth time they've done this. Fourth time they've been able to get them with the hard count. And that is a backbreaker.
That's going to give Southport a fresh set of downs.
But you're just starting to
Give them a 1st and 10 at the 40.
That's really tough. 1st and 10 from the 40.
Big
Clock
penalty
restarts.
here.
You can take it a bit more time. They don't.
And this is
They give it up
Caldwell.
to Caldwell,
And he's
he
going to
just
get their
mashes
first
his way
down,
forward,
and he's going to
they
get
go
to the
all way.
20,
At the 10-yard
inside
line,
the
he's
10
knocked down
before he
about
gets
the
knocked out of
7.
bounds.
That's gonna be
But
a
the
30
problem is that they're now in
gain up
field
the
goal
9-yard
range.
line.
So even if they do get a stop, this could still become a 2-possession game.
Rest of the balloon here for the Bloomington North Cougars.
As
third carry where
they're going to
Caldwell's
get it
really broken
1st and
through
goal
the
at the
play.
9.
The backbreaker.
31-yard gain for Caldwell.
Sub off, they do so. 1st and goal here.
Where opportunity
Stop. 3 minutes
lost
to go.
here.
I guess helps, but you got it goes without saying you can't let them score again. 34
Shot.
to 27. That's
Play
the
clock
score.
at 10.
Down to 9 on the play clock. As Shot calls out a bit of an audible from the
And
pistol.
it's going to be
He'll
a
throw
throw
the
over
football,
the middle
it's
and
knocked down.
incomplete.
I think that's
Barron
Barron.
breaks it up.
Really
Looks like Willoughby was the intended receiver.
Is at the passing numbers as good as they've been. I thought for the most part these DBs have really played well.
Nope, that was to Lawson.
So a 2nd and goal and 9.
8 yards.
2nd and goal at the 9.
2nd and goal from the 9-yard line, 2:56. The clock is stopped.
Davis in motion.
Will drop
Shot
back.
going
Will throw it.
across the
And
middle
it's
to
dropped.
Lazan, and it's
Lazan,
incomplete.
He was altered by, looked like maybe
So a
Ben Frio was
3rd
nearby.
and goal now for Southport.
He was in the area
And
of
it just feels like Southport just is resting on that fact that they can still kick a field goal, so they don't care about the stopping the clock.
This is a big play right here. And the
But I
clock
feel like they're
has
playing
moved
with fire.
since they got it to the 9.
Big 3rd down play coming up.
Jump.
Yes.
Can't
This is where the
afford
Bloomington North defense has to stay disciplined.
4 yards if they do.
And now they jump again.
Yep. Defense is going to be called for it.
5th time the hard count has
So
got them.
it's still a 3rd down and goal.
That is going to
But you get halfway there and just a little bit of a flinch.
3rd and goal at the 4.
And those are the costly penalties. So you still got to make a stop here. You're over on the hash, so it would be an awkward
Under
field
3 to go.
goal from here. If you decide to go for it, 3rd down and goal, 2:52
Lazan,
left, 7-point
or
game.
Shot,
See if the defense can get the football back.
And Caldwell, and he gets near the goal line. He's going to be short. It's going to be a 4th and goal.
Yeah, that's down to the 1.
You bet they're going to.
Well, why not if you don't get it? Now, here's where I
You know what is interesting? I say go for it if I'm Southport.
They're going to go for it. They're going to go for it.
25 seconds off this clock and try to shove it in. 2.5 minutes to go. 4th and goal from the 1. This is to ice the ball game.
Play clock at 17 as you see Shot getting the call.
Gotta stop him first.
Why not? Make them go 99 yards.
Now at 10.
Down to 10 on the play clock. From the pistol.
And he keeps getting a call. Now at 5. And they're going to call a timeout.
They're going to call it with 1 second to go.
They're going to call that timeout, and that's their first use timeout. They've got 2 left. North's got 1.
That puzzles me because you've seen that you're able to get them to jump offside there in that kind of situation. Why in the world would you not go under center and try the hard count again, or go for a QB sneak? They kind of didn't really sell that they were going to try to go for it.
It's tough.
No, they didn't. It's now a big call, 4th and goal at the 1. And really, Shot doesn't even go under center most of the time, so he stays in the shotgun where you could just QB sneak this. Shot's only had 1 rushing touchdown in his career, and that came last year as a junior against Perry Meridian. And Shot's going to be shotgun format.
Southport, but a 1 yard, from the 1 yard line, a field goal wins you the ball. Here we go.
So
4th and goal.
Shot's going to roll. Is he going to keep it and get to the sideline? And he's going to get to the end zone and score. So Eddie Shot, his 2nd career rushing touchdown. He got 1 last year against Perry Meridian, and he gets 1 tonight.
That was a really gutsy play call, and Shot, for not being a very mobile quarterback, made that look easy.
Absolutely made that one easy, and now this comes back to a 2-score game with 2 minutes left. Southport's going to call a timeout here. 40 to 27. But I'll tell you what, credit Bloomington North for making this a game in the second half.
Oh, no doubt about it. This game, like I said, this second half was supposed to be just kind of like a scrimmage for Southport to get the running game going again. But then all of a sudden, they run into a buzzsaw that is the Cougars in that second half and just can't do anything until they finally get to this drive with their backs against the wall and needing to actually do something.
It wasn't the passing.
So
but
58 yards of passing.
as much as I want credit, I want to give them, Cougars also prevented themselves from winning from twice jumping off sides during this drive.
Yeah, it's been an absolute killer for Bloomington North. The penalties have been huge all night long. So here comes the extra point. Cockrell is going to Lazan the holder, Cockrell to kick it, and it's blocked. So it is now a 13-point game here with 2:01 left.
The timing was not there.
I don't know what to think anymore. I really don't. But in all seriousness, like I said, I don't want to harp too much on the 2 offside penalties too much, because what the Cougars have been able to do in the second half by itself is amazing, and they have a lot to be proud of. And if they're able to get a really big return on this kick, or if the Cardinals go for a squib kick or an onside kick and give them good field position, they still have 1 timeout left. If they can score very quickly and get an onside kick, it's not over yet, especially with the blocked extra point.
Still 2:01 to go here in this 4th quarter. Like you said, there's still time left, but it is going to be an uphill climb down 13. But there is opportunity. Cougars have not given up yet. And here is the kick, and he drops it. Who has it?
It went right through the hands of one Cougar, but then they were able to pick it up as it kind of slid around.
1st and 10 for Bloomington North.
Now, this timeout, all I got to say is that this timeout, that they need to be completely on page with each other. This timeout cannot be used for maintenance. This needs to be this needs to only be used for a stopping the clock because we were able to take advantage of the middle of the field.
Lozano going to go toward the sideline, and Steinfeld catches it and goes right out of bounds. That's going to be a 1st down for Bloomington North and into Southport territory. Put the ball right there at the 45.
If anything, that long drive should have given the Southport defense a little bit of rest.
Lozano gets it to True Blood, and he's going to get near the 35. I think he's just short of the 1st down. 2nd and 1 at the 36. Lozano, incomplete, intended for Steinfeld.
Not the worst thing in the world right there.
Yeah, little, basically forcing it to not get any height on the pass.
3rd and 1 at the 36.
Steinfeld's been the target on both pass plays here, but they're going to run the ball.
There is the True Blood, and he gets the 1st down as he gets past the 25-yard line. So they will stop the clock
Yeah, that was
for just a second to get the change restarted.
40 to 27, 10 from the 25. Lozano out of the shot.
Lozano going to go sideline, intended for Steinfeld, high out of bounds.
Yeah, I think at some point you got to take a shot here. You got 1:12. You're at the 25-yard line. It's only 2nd down.
So 2nd down.
Take a shot.
Yeah, we're at the 25-yard line right now.
5 seconds left.
They do have a timeout, but they need. I think they need to start going for the end zone right here.
Yeah, you've got nothing to lose. You're down 13. You got to go for. You got to go for it all. This is the last week of the regular season. Full blitz. There's Lozano. He's got to take off, and he's going to get to the 20. But he's going to stay in bounds. And I think Bloomington North calls that timeout.
Wise use of the timeout, I think.
So Bloomington North calls that timeout. As you said, you know, they needed to use this timeout wisely, and they did.
Yeah, it was. The optimal thing would have been like a throw over the middle because there was no coverage there because they're guarding the sideline. But yeah, that is inappropriate use of the timeout there. But the problem is, now with no timeouts left, basically any mistake ends this game.
So Bloomington North can't stop the clock now. They are out of timeouts. Southport has one left.
With a two-score game, you need to score, get the football back.
So,
I think right there
but it has been a valiant effort for Bloomington North here in the second half. Again, next week the state tournament begins. Edgewood at home against Madison. Bloomington North and South will be on the road in 2 weeks.
Four receivers, 3 are stacked up in the slot over to
Here is Lozano.
One here on the near side. Lozano
gonna
drop
go
back.
take a shot for the corner. Jenkins, and he got it! Touchdown, Nathan Jenkins.
And there it is right there. That route right there was classic West Coast offense because that ball was somewhere that was nowhere near Jenkins, but as Jenkins, it stayed in the air long enough for Jenkins to finish his route and be there just in time for the pass to get there. And that is a huge, huge play
And remember, Southport's extra point was blocked, so Friel adds it on, and it is a 6-point game.
40 to 34. What a comeback here for North.
40 to 34.
And here we go. It basically comes down to one onside kick.
No timeouts.
What an unbelievable game here in week number 9.
For all those who who stayed for after the senior presentation and after the first half, they have been rewarded.
Yeah, what a second half effort for Bloomington North. And for Southport, they've got to regroup because they're going to have a tough sectional game here in 2 weeks when they take on undefeated Brownsburg in the 6A semifinal, sectional semifinal. 57 seconds left.
So he's over 1,000 yards for the season.
21 of 46.
Again, we have seen a lot. We have seen the christening of Edgewood's new red field. Saw 2 homecoming wins this season. Saw senior night win for Edgewood. And Bloomington North trying to cap it off with a possible miracle comeback. Down 34-3 at one point.
57.1 on the clock.
So here it is. Friel's going to kick it up. Here it is. Somebody touches it, and Southport picks it up.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because it would have been touched first by.
Yeah.
And that's what Southport's asking is why didn't they throw the flag?
They didn't throw the.
Just in case it had been recovered, they
Right.
should have thrown the flag.
Well, that's Southport takes the football, and they're going to be able to go in victory formation here. Remember,
They're going to give it to him right where.
where he touched it.
Where he touched it.
They're going to.
That makes sense.
Looks like they're going to put it at the 49. And really all Southport has to do is just take a knee and this will be over.
Meant to touch it, it just kind of hit him.
Yeah, he didn't
think it was cave off.
Yeah, unfortunately, the bounce just took.
Running right in front of it.
I mean, it took the bounce just unfortunately hit player, and you had to take that chance. It's unfortunate that the bounce ended up going that way, but you needed to get your players moving forward fast so they can possibly recover it.
So here we go. They're just going to take a knee here.
I tell you what, they made
And
one-sided
Eddie shot
first-half game into a really, really exciting finish.
as they're going to maybe have one more. But I'll tell you what a comeback for Bloomington North in the second half.
Like I said, they have so much to be proud of. They turned what looked like just another Bloomington North Southport game into probably one of the best games that they have played in quite a while against each other.
And that is going to do it as you're going to see both teams line up here. As we look at the highlights, a lot of highlights tonight. Eddie's shot gets it broken up. Reese Lozano, the freshman, how he has grown up. There is Xavier Trueblood up the middle for the touchdown. Lozano finds Aaron Steinfeld in the corner. There is a trickeration. Jenkins to Lozano for the 2-point conversion. Lozano finds Steinfeld there for the big first down play. There is Xavier Trueblood. And what a big run there. As then there was Lozano's just kind of was in the middle of that pile and he scored. And then there is Eddie shot the game-winning touchdown for the Cardinals. But North responds as Jenkins with the touchdown, as that's going to do it. Southport 40, North 34, your final score for all the hardworking women and men behind the scenes. For Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkins. We thank you for watching all season, and good night from Bloomington North.